this one. Come on, man. My head's so tiny. That was a delay, I think. Oh, no, that. Hmm. Give me a couple hours on this ting. Couple hours on this ting. Uh, why is older people in competition with the younger people? I don't understand. Something I've something that has been I've been observing though since I was younger. Pretty sure a lot of people noticed this to this day. It hasn't changed. Of course, it hasn't changed. I think I kind of know the answer though. I kind of know. I got one answer maybe. Many answers to this. Mm-hmm. So good. Mm-mm-mm. That dang old pinky down stuck in my head. I don't know why. Ice cream so good. That's funny. Just start it up. DJ in the building. What's the deal, man?
What's going on, player?
What you been up to, man?
Shit.
Had to get back to it, man. I'm back. I'm back at it again. I'll be able to take at least my little 2 day break.
Oh yeah, me too. I wasn't on there for a while.
Yeah.
I came on today with that lady because she would say she's a coach or whatever. So I was just simply asking her a question. But then the
Petty
guy
in
came
a
up and it went crazy.
bit. Yeah, I was over there hunting all type of rooms, man. See
Yeah.
what I do, I know it's one room, so I'm not gonna try to go in, but I go in some of the rooms that I know that they probably don't like me in,
Yeah.
and then I just speak in there, try to bring some type of balance. So even if they don't agree with me, I'm gonna find some people that's in there probably got the same mentality as me. So
Yeah, for
it
sure.
still is okay. Yeah, one more week, man. One more week and we back. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? One more week and then I gotta make the box real tiny. That's why I gotta make it tinier and tighter each day.
That's funny.
But yeah, man, see how this week gonna go, man. Hopefully, we can run to some more people, man.
Yeah. Scrolling through, you end up something. I was like,
I
okay.
got. Oh
I was
yeah, I
like,
got a lot of good topics. They might be shaking some feathers. I was gonna do something today, but I said something had actually made me think of this topic today. I realized because I'm going in a few lives. I'm like, man, I noticed that a lot of the older folks is in competition with the youngins.
mm-hmm.
The only reason why I'm saying this, I'm gonna put it on the older folks, right? Because I feel like they should be the ones that know better. You know what I'm saying? Since they be like, you should know better. That's everybody's favorite thing. But I'm saying as in, like, why are you? People don't forgot about this thing called being a bigger person. So why is you in competition with somebody that's younger than you? You ain't been through what I've been through. I'm the one that paved the way for you. Like, okay, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's smooth though. But like, what you gonna do to help them? I know that's their favorite thing. As soon as you say something that what I find out recently, like a lot of people would they would find anything to invalidate what you saying just because it don't fit what they say and stuff. So they gonna try to think of something to make them feel better. Oh, you too young, or oh, you don't got no degree, that's why you don't know. Oh, you don't got no kids, that's why you don't know. Oh, you ain't married, that's why they find anything to invalidate you because they don't like what you're saying. But
Yeah.
they can be somebody the same as them, right, doing the same thing, and they gonna still find something like, well, you didn't have my experience. So I'm like, at the end of the day, people is not gonna listen. So it is what it is. However, grandma nowadays is 35, most definitely, and even them, you know what I'm saying? I'm even talking about our age. You know what I'm saying? Our age. We don't even want to be listening to people that's younger than us. We don't even give them a chance. We just be thinking we know the whole world, and same thing the older people do to them, and then the older do it. I'm like, bro, we ain't gonna never learn anything.
How old are you?
I'm 32, about to be 33 in September.
Oh, you in your 30s. Like, I think I might sound biased, but I think us 30-year-olds from 30 to 40, we have
Mm,
a very, very distinct view of the world because we grew up without social media and with social media. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
So we get a chance to see both sides.
Exactly. Exactly. Like in the middle, and that's what I was saying, and that's why I'm talking about it because I'm in the middle. I see the youngest and the people that's older than us, and I'm looking at the problem like, what the heck?
Yeah, I love it, man. I always talk like, yo, I'm biased because we get to see both sides and we grew up in it and we enjoy. The old heads gonna hate it because they're still stuck in their 90s ways and 80s.
Exactly, I noticed that too, and it's like when you try to talk some type of sense that they be swearing like you don't know what you talking about. Why you talking like that? Why you not sound like you hate like us or something like that? Like, no, why do I gotta why I gotta sound like I'm miserable to fit your narrative? Like that's weird. It's because you mad. I don't want to be mad. I'm trying to do something different from what you doing.
Exactly.
I'm still tripping that she said, "Oh, I think about it. The grandma at 35. Oh my goodness, what the just thought about that. I had to let that calculate in my brain.
Oh damn, I
Not
miss it.
at
Yeah, I just
35.
got it now too.
Oh
She's saying
my.
grandma these days are at 35 years old.
That's wild. I know she probably. I know she exaggerated, but that's crazy. It might, if it is, that's wild. I'm trying to think. Hold on.
Damn, that fucked me up.
Right, she got me using some math in my head. Now, like, hold up.
Damn.
I might have to have a baby at 12 twice. Okay, they had a baby at 12 twice. 12. Wait, wait, huh? Hold on. 12,
Do the math.
24. Okay, maybe a baby at 12 twice. That doesn't make sense. Okay, maybe that. I
Hey,
figure that's when puberty hit. That's when they can
Kevin,
have babies.
help me out here. I can't do the math.
I think I thought about it. That means somebody got a 2-year-old or something. Or
Yeah, it's super young, but still, just a
yeah,
fact. Like in my
boy,
age, growing up, grandparents used to be old and gray.
boy. Exactly, exactly. Made me do some quick calculations real quick. I'm like, okay, so it could be possible. It could be, you know,
And let
it
me ask you a
could be.
question. According to your topic, so let me ask you: have you met anybody give you some game, some OG, give you some game, like some real
Most
game?
definitely, most definitely, most definitely. And they do. That's the thing. My thing is, we got to, and what's up? Reason why I'm saying that because this is some of these OGs that be arrogant. They just be like, they feel like they are unteachable. Like you, like, okay, I just want y'all to hear what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't worried about what you saying because you ain't been through what I've been through, and I knew what I was in your shoes when I'm like, dude, you didn't have the same experiences as them. Like we in two different things. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna tell somebody's struggle is different from somebody else's? Like that's crazy. You really don't know. Like you didn't experience this time. You know what I'm saying? At your age or different things. So everybody different. We just gotta hear each other out.
Absolutely, because our this generation, nobody's seen this generation ever.
All right.
Nobody, because
It's
I'm
all new.
confused myself. I'm in my 30s. I'm confused with this generation. So they need to fucking take notes and realize that, yo, I'm confused and I'm outside. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like,
Man.
so these old heads gotta relax and respect the game and realize that they gotta
They
learn too. They gotta relearn actually completely.
hmm And
Like,
with the topic, I feel like it's they just as childish. That's how I look at it as. Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. I think I beat her. I think I did. I think I did.
So she
But
gonna feed.
she probably thought I had some Tourette's or something. But nah, it's me and my TT. She trying to hurry up and come in my room and tell me to go to bed real quick.
Mm.
but but it's like what I mean by that though. Reason why I said that is because yes, it'd be like they really be in competition. Like even with fathers and sons and mothers and daughters, they be in competition with one another, which is crazy. I mean, it's like what the and I know the reason why because a lot of them still childish. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them still childish, and that's the reason why they got to be like, well, all right, I did this and you didn't do that, and I did. You know what I'm saying? With that mentality, neither side is gonna hear one another. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
And they don't understand it. They really don't.
It shouldn't be a competition. It should be a lesson. Like, yo, I did this way, but this didn't work for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's it should be a mentor
Can I
type
chime
relationship.
in?
Remy, what's the deal? Welcome to the love.
How you doing? How everybody doing in the panel? One thing I
How you
wanted to
doing?
say is I feel like the biggest reason why older people in competition with younger people nowadays is because they really trying to grasp onto their youth. They know that
Mm,
they towards the end of their lifeline. They know they towards the end of their glory days, their good days. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So they take that out on younger people because they feel like they could have did more with their life. They feel
Mm,
like they could have been in different positions with different people. So they
mm,
see young people kind of doing what they wish they could have done. And they turn around and they shame us for it, which at the end of the day, I don't feel like you should shame young people for doing anything you feel like you should have done in your lifetime. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
Also
Like,
another thing, older people feel like that they have to be in charge with looking after the youth, which me, the older I grow, honestly, I'm starting to see like sometimes I really do care for the children more than I
yeah.
should have. I have a care about what goes on, even if they're not my kids. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? I have a care about what goes on. I feel like they go about it the wrong way because they have been taught the wrong way how to show love, how to show compassion, how to show grace. They have only been taught authority wise, you know what I'm saying, how to
mm,
be an older individual. They never been taught how to come to somebody on some humble shit and just let them know, like, I've lived this lifestyle before. Like, I've lived everything you're going through. I've lived it. You know what I'm saying? And I just
mm.
want better for you. They don't know how to say that or they don't know how to come across their emotions too well. So they
Right.
end up coming off as haters more than they come off as people that want to love and people that want to see the community do better. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay, somebody, I see people are saying it. That's why I'm wondering. Like, and it's crazy. And that's the reason why I'm not trying to be like, that's why I don't ask nobody their age. I don't ask none of that. And like, and that's what, because I'm like, I try to give everybody a fair chance to talk. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe at any age, everybody can learn something else. Like this one dude, right? Was saying, you was something that's like experience mean a lot. It's like, I mean, I'm doing 30 years of this and that or whatever. And how you gonna know? I said, whatever you did in 30 years, not this day and age, they probably could do in 5 years. You just got to look at it that you know what I'm saying it ain't just it ain't always about experience and all that stuff. Sometimes it's like wisdom comes with like learning from other people. You know what I'm saying? It can come at different
Right.
times.
Right. But can I say something about the younger generation though?
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and and I'm coming from the younger generation. You know, I'm only 22 years old, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
coming from the younger generation. Sometimes we gotta learn that a hard head make a soft ass, and nobody is telling us nothing for nothing. You know what I'm saying? An old head that come and just see you chilling out on the corner or whatever and decide that he want up and give you some advice. Unc done been through some shit, so he trying to keep you out of the dumb shit that he done been through, and to really boost you, you know what I'm saying, really get
Mm-hmm.
you to a higher place. But a lot of us young people come from a position where we feel like, oh, fuck everybody that got an opinion or think a certain way of us, when really we not looking at it as help. They got the cheat codes to this life shit. You know what I'm saying? No matter how we want to look at it, old people got the cheat code to life because they lived it. They been through it. You know what I'm saying? If it's anybody you should sit down and talk to, don't talk to no motherfucker that's your age, that done been through the shit, that is going through the shit that you're going through now. Talk to a motherfucker that done already been through that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Talk to a motherfucker that can accurately guide you through the bullshit of life. Because you can't ask nobody else if they in the same circumstance you in. They just now knowing what the world about. How the fuck you gonna come to them and ask them for anything?
Right.
They can't guide you and show you the right way. But like I said, it's always a way that you can give your message out. It don't have to be just, oh, I'm an adult, so you got to do what I say. No, you can come with a little bit more compassion. You can come with a little bit more love, and you know what I'm saying, and just really speak to the young people's hearts out of compassion and not just authority. Like I said.
Exactly. But like I said, it'd be too much arrogance behind the situation, man. Because like, ain't nobody trying to hear none of that. If you over there feel like you were above and beyond in type situation, ain't no young. That's why I try to teach. Like, ain't no young person gonna hear you out, and then they be like, "Oh, let's blame the young folks because they don't want to listen. They want to listen, but they don't want to listen because you're not trying to listen." You know what I'm saying? You already writing them off by saying, "Hey, you don't know nothing. You don't know any better," and all that stuff. Like, who's gonna listen to who from that point?
About that authoritative thing. That's what I was saying. Like, if they preach the message different, young kids will open their ears and listen to what the fuck they really got to say. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, and there's too much competitiveness behind it for them to even do that, though. That's what I mean about the competition thing. It's like soon as somebody say something they don't like, then it's, huh?
It's both sides. It's not like it's a one-sided argument, though. As much as, you know, like I said, from majority, if we say like a majority vote, a lot of young people do take an authoritative figure before they take a loving or a mentor that has compassion. But you do have the cases where young people just don't want to hear that shit. Like, they don't want to be taught nothing because they feel like they got the key to life or they got this shit mapped out, and you don't.
I think it's respect.
It is respect, and I didn't deny that. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a respect thing. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of young people, like, even down. Let's think about it. Just be for real. If kids really responded well to adults telling them what to do, the school system would not be like, grades in the school system wouldn't be an issue. Behavioral problems in the school system wouldn't be an issue. You know what I'm saying? But we do have to realize, like, bro, sometimes a child is still an individual or still a human. They can choose what they want to listen to and what they don't. What they spend their time into, what they want to, learn about. They choose that at the end of the day.
Yeah, you know the main reason why I focus on the older people, because I really thought this out before this. Because my thing is, right, it's like with the childish game, right? You don't expect the older folk to be childish with the child. You know what I'm saying? I can expect the younger person being childish. You know what I'm saying? So why are you playing? You supposed to be the bigger in person and pave the way type person. So why are you playing the same exact game as? You know what I'm saying? Even if they wanted to do,
everybody in this panel, you ain't never got mad at a little kid for doing little kid shit.
Of course.
Be for real. Everybody in this panel has gotten mad at a little kid for doing little kid shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not uncommon. But the only thing is, like I said, with the older people, they seeing the youth in themselves and these little kids. And that's why it hits so personal to them. Because they was once that young. They could be that mobile. They can move that distance without the body aches or the slowness or whatever the case may be. They have lived that. So they see these young people wasting the shit and they get upset because it's like, bro, you don't know what it feel like to be an older person. You don't know what it feel like the bones to be aching and whatever else the case is, or knowing that you don't have long on this earth.
King horrible, man. Don't put the pink hat over you. Yeah, I feel you, man. You speaking facts for sure. And look, I didn't even ask you your age. You told me, and I would have thought you was a little bit older the way you talking though. See? That's what I be meaning. But let you start with your age first, and then somebody would have been going left like, well, man, she ain't gonna know what she talking about. They gonna have that automatic bias. You know what I'm saying? They don't listen to people no more. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Right. That's why I don't never ask no age. Don't ask no age. Just listen to people talk. That's all.
They judge who's saying it. They don't care what was said.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, DJ. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, like, they judge the people that's saying it, not what being saying.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They already ready to knock off opinion already as soon as it don't match, or they feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's not a good way of thinking or going off. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna understand anything. If you got this mentality that you can only teach rather than learn, you already messing up already.
Right.
We'll learn from you, because if you then who's teaching you if you're not learning? Like,
that's what I'm saying. People be thinking that at 100 already. Like, no, I can't learn no more. I'm good already. You know what I'm saying? But I want to teach the youngest. Let me just teach y'all though. You know what I'm saying? What the? If you think you know it all, you done for already. You know what I'm saying?
The problem is these like the older people you talking about, they childish. They never learn nothing themselves. They trying to teach people with having no knowledge of nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I won't say that's a representation of all old people, because trust and believe, I got the wisest motherfucking grandmother on earth. I don't care. Every friend I ever been with then came to my grandmother about advice, talked to my grandmother about some real life shit. My grandmother then broke it down to him and told him what it come down to. So I'm not gonna say that's all older people, but it's
But do
it's a
she
good
listen
enough
to you
amount the way
though?
it's noticeable.
Do she still listen to you though, or does she just
Oh
say,
no,
"I
I'm gonna
just
listen.
listen
Let
to
me tell
me"?
you something.
Good
My
question,
Huh?
King.
grandmother,
He said, "How old are we
Yeah.
talking about?"
she goes by in this life that she has done shit when she was younger that she wished she would not have done. So she
Hmm.
not gonna pass judgment on nobody. She not
Right.
gonna look at nobody like she high and mighty, like
That's
she better
good.
than them. But she is gonna tell them when they fucking up. She not just gonna let them
Exactly.
feel like they, she not gonna condone the stupid shit.
Like I was saying earlier, right? It's coming to respect. So if this old person live a certain lifestyle that's worth respect, it doesn't matter what this person say. If this person doesn't seem to be respectable, these kids
So
ain't
be
gonna listen.
honest.
These kids ain't gonna. These kids ain't gonna listen.
Would you
Cause
rather hear some? I'll be honest. Like I'll say this. Would you rather hear some life advice from a person that, again, already lived the shit, or a person that's going through the same exact shit you going through trying to figure it out?
what I'm saying, respect though. Because if because I have mentors that's older than me. Because I need to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's respect. Especially when a
It
person
is
reaches 20,
respect,
like you
and
for
I'm not
example,
dismissing that.
you seem pretty smart. So the person you take information from, you can there's the old people you would not take information from, right?
Right.
So the person gotta have a respect, certain amount of respect that will carry themselves for you to listen to that person.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, you should listen to older elders.
Hmm.
But again, we're in an age now where like the people in their 50s, a lot of people in their 50s didn't do the work in the last 20 years. So now
Hmm.
these
Right.
kids right now are outpacing these older folks, and that's the big divide too.
I can
I
understand
said
that. I can understand that. I can get that.
it's that arrogant mentality, man. That's what's damaging for real. And then you can't. It's weird, man. It's weird.
But if I
And a
could
lot of
say
people
something
like
on
that.
the
It's a lot of
opposing
people like
side,
that.
if I could say something on the opposing side, one thing I will say is old people think this shit is so easy nowadays, and it's not like you can sit up there and buy a house for $100,000. Houses is going for $500,000 to $750,000. You know what I'm saying? And the price only is going up and up and up in the housing market. Like, it's no housing market crashes. It's no $300 rent or mortgage type shit no more. Like, literally, people are going through great lengths to even feel like they could get a house, and old people tell it, oh, you just gotta work hard. It's not the same. It's not the same. You know? Because back then they could have a minimum wage job and still somehow, have a right to live and work at the same time. So it's a whole lot of differences that can divide the older class between the younger class. It's a whole lot of things that could go on between, us.
I
Yeah.
wonder what
But like I
old
said
people
like
she
I'm
been
saying to the
dealing
kids, just
with.
to listen to the old folks.
Would you say 60?
What is old folks? I mean, what is there an
I'm
age?
saying anything over 50,
No, it's
60.
no. Just like I told King, it's no age. Just like even with me against a 20-year-old, anybody that's older than somebody, that's what I mean. I made it broad for a reason. All of us got to get out that mentality to think that because somebody's younger that they don't know anything, and let's not keep on being in this competitive type mentality.
Mm.
Everybody can be heard.
Not because you're old
And
doesn't
I
mean
made
you
it broad
know
just so,
everything.
just in case some hit dogs holler. That's why I made it broad too, just in case.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for
Mr.
that
Stir the
too.
Pot is
Want to
here.
smoke?
Touche, what's the deal, my brother?
You know it's Mr. Stir the Pot. I'm coming in to stir
Hmm.
the pot.
Yeah, I came back Wednesday on some good. I got some super stuff all this week. People about to, I'm about to set TikTok on fire with this stuff this week. I thought about a
Oh,
lot of stuff.
me
This
up.
topic literally just came up like within a couple of days ago though, because I have to go on in different lives. But
So
I'm
hold
like,
on.
let me
This
just talk
question:
about some stuff people don't want to talk about.
did it came from in lives, like older people talking
I
and they
think
wasn't
I actually
listening?
got it from some lives after I seen like I said, I sit back and listen a lot. You know what I'm saying? All these lives, when I go on it, more than just talking, I sit back and listen and try to understand what people be saying and stuff and realize different personalities. I might throw a couple things out, whatever. I might say something just to see what another person talking about or something like that, just to see what type of person they is and all that. So
You know
yeah,
what I be
I
telling
be
them?
just sitting back listening for real.
You know what I be telling them, Kev? Why
What's the
you in
deal?
so much competition with me? I look better than you. I cook better than you.
Who dropped? What the?
60 drop.
I think Remy dropped too. He just dropped.
I think something's going wrong because I can't even see the wavelength for my actual theme. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna just sprinkle a little pepper, a little
Here you
seasoning on
go.
this.
Us. I remember you, the wine drinker. What's the deal? Welcome to the live.
You said drinker? What?
The
Okay.
whiner, the
The
whiner. I be seeing you
whiner?
with that little cup in your hand every time I see you live.
A
I remember you.
whiner? I don't drink wine. That was
Oh,
a
whatever it
margarita.
is. My
But
bad.
it's okay. It's okay.
I
Hope
ain't
you're
meant to
doing well.
disrespect your drink. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's okay. Nah, I'm cool. I come in here and laugh and get off. Um, no, I just think there are some older people that are definitely jealous of. I could say older women. I can only speak of women. I don't really can't really talk about older men, but they be jealous on the younger generation because I feel like we got a different start. We got low key a different head start when it comes to technology and working it.
What do we got? Hmm.
That's all. And
I
it's
think I think the older man is jealous too because that's why they
Yeah,
be
I can only
going for
speak
the
from the
younger
woman
girls.
position side, not the man, because I don't speak to. But I'm just saying, from a woman, like getting that experience from an older
You
woman.
never seen a jealous old man?
I have.
I'm not around jealous old men. But like, if I'm having an interaction like with someone that is older, like maybe a woman that's like 60s or older plus, or she don't have to be 60. She could be maybe 50, 40. But they just look at you as young and dumb. You know nothing. But reality, I'm schooling you. I'm already ahead of you in the
60,
game.
and they're like, wow.
Yeah, I don't consider that old. That's not old. But I'm just saying, anything older than me is older, right? So I don't have an
That's what
age,
I'm meaning. Anything older.
right?
That's why I
Yeah,
said you
yeah,
can't. That's why I said I
yeah.
made it broad. So if hit dogs holler, it is what
But
it
they
is.
be
You know what I'm saying? You
jealous.
must be one of
Yeah.
them. You know what I'm saying?
Especially if you're young, if you're hot, if you got a head start, and you doing well, they're gonna shade you 100%.
Yeah.
60 come back up. I
Yeah.
defend yourself.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Being younger, man, I done seen old dudes be in competition with me.
Omega, you ready? You ready for some stuff real quick, my brother? Let's hit it. I know you got something for
I
sure.
mean, you're talking about something that I could shed some light in.
Let's
You
get it.
know, I like to, first of all, let me do what's right, which is addressing everybody on the panel and the host,
Oh, you remember we had a bad thing about that last time. So make sure you say, y'all.
Everybody in the
All right, I
panel,
ain't
what's
seen,
up, Touche?
and I ain't
Hello,
seen
Sky, and what's up, DJ
Hello.
Claw?
What's going on?
Let's set some parameters. What is the criteria or the metric that defines older so that we can have this conversation in a better level?
Like the host just said, anything that's just older than us. I don't really have a certain age.
So then give me your age then. That way we could start from there.
Would I consider an old lady or old man?
No, what is your age?
Oh, I'm 26.
26. Kevin, how old are you?
30, 32. I done forgot my age. These years fly. 32
That's
about
an
to be.
easy question, Kevin.
I
Touche,
know.
how old are you, if you don't mind?
I'm about to
I'm
edit that out.
32,
Touche, if you don't mind, how old are you?
32,
Did he say bad ankle?
32,
So like 36,
32. I'm
32.
32.
Okay, so then let's say your guys' range are between 25 and 35. Is that fair?
Fair.
Yep.
Okay, so anybody older to you guys is what? What age? Like when I
Anybody
say
older
old,
than
what
30?
I don't, you see, because age is just a
I'm gonna be
number for a
honest with
lot
you.
of
What's
things.
older to me?
Yeah, like what's considered older is anybody older than you, but what's considered old? So we could
Okay, yeah,
eliminate,
that's a better question. That's all
yeah,
right. That's what I figured he was gonna ask.
what is old?
Okay, what's old?
Subjective with me. I can't answer
It
that.
is subjective, right?
I
Obviously,
would
someone
say
in a
6 years
cane
old.
in a nursing home.
But for the purpose of this argument, so that we
Okay,
could have some type of
100.
trajectory,
Psych no.
he said 100.
I'm not about to say no age. You ain't about to set me up like that so somebody can be in here on some
Well,
shit.
look, I go to the gym a lot,
Menopause. I
right?
don't know. Menopausing when you're
Look,
losing your cycle.
yeah, but
I guess.
that's tricky too because you can have menopause early. Look,
Yeah, you can. That's what I'm
I go to
saying.
the gym, right? And there
Hmm.
are some 70 and 80-year-olds that are in better shape than some 35 and 40-year-olds, right? So where do we begin? Like, where is it? Because older people, the problem that older people have with younger people, it's the same problem that everybody has. The generation before me, the generation before them, the generation before that, it's the same thing. It's just a pattern. Yes, older people are jealous of what young people have access to. Absolutely. And anybody that doesn't say that is not saying the truth. I am a 54-year-old man, but I'm a different type of 54-year-old man. The common 54-year-old man complains a lot, doesn't use the resources that are available. They'll start there talking shit about this, this, and that instead of learning and adapting and utilizing their discernment that comes from their wisdom and their experience to try to resonate with people that are like-minded. It doesn't really, it's not the age thing.
What up?
It's the character thing. What's up, King? It's more of commons because I get along with 21-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 70-year-olds, but there's different types of people that I get along with. So again, it's about character, not a real beef between older and
Exactly.
younger.
That's what I'm about to say. And I feel you on that. Exactly, though.
It's not a
Yeah,
real
it's not a
beef.
beef.
It's a cycle that happens where there is some jealousy, but I'm gonna tell you what really upsets me as an older person when I see younger people making excuses. That drives me
Bull.
fucking
I ain't gonna lie. Me too.
bananas.
Me too. Me
That
too.
drives me crazy because I'm like, we come from a land of bleep bleep. The next walkie-talkies, hey, how you doing? Bleep bleep. You know what I'm saying? Like what you guys have, and then what the next 10 or 15 years is going to have is ludicrous. Chat
Boy.
GPT, AI, are you serious? You guys don't even have to do shit. You don't even have to go to school anymore. You know what I'm saying?
That's an issue though. That paradigm you're talking about,
mean,
like
I
the
think-
people, the
I think-
younger
Yeah, but
kids.
who's
think
that's
technically-
like I don't even think that's no one's truly fault. That's just a generational thing. Like the upcoming Gen X, like my cousin, he's 5 years old.
Udra.
He's teaching me things, and I'm not like jealous. Look at him, kind of weird. I think it's kind of cool if the younger
It is
generation is
It
like,
is cool.
wow, quick. He on
BK, my
TikTok.
brother.
He's too young for that. 5 years
And
old.
that's the problem. That's the problem with the older people, that they
Too
don't know
quickly.
how to be cool. See, that's
Yeah.
the good word. You're using
Exactly.
a good word. They don't
Exactly.
know how to be cool. They're kind of stuck in their ways, and instead of taking that same energy to reject and resist what's available, they choose to attack and point fingers and be negative about shit. But that's a character trait. That doesn't have anything to do with age. You can
Like the
have that at
respect.
any age.
They don't respect the younger kids. They don't respect people younger than them.
Well, I respect people that are respectable. I could only coach someone that's coachable. I could only have a
Yes.
conversation with someone that knows how to hold a conversation. That really don't have anything to do with age, because I've learned so much from younger people by being open to what they have to say. Listen, if you want to learn how to rock TikTok, if you want to learn how to put yourself in a good position, you need to talk to somebody who's younger than you, because somebody that's older than you is limited to what they know. These kids are born with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're doing this on a constant.
But they can-
I like how BK said that's perfect. That's another problem.
Well,
As soon as you say
People
something about
can
some new
learn,
era,
right?
what the heck you mean? You don't know nothing, little young grasshopper. You know what I'm saying?
those are fake Mr. Miyagi's. You know what I'm saying? Those are people that they want to see you do the wax on, wax off, but they ain't got nothing behind that. They just want to tell you what to do, make you feel obligated, make you feel rejected, make you feel like they're superior just because they've been on this earth for a long time. That doesn't give anybody a right to talk shit about no one. I don't care if you're 100 years old. You can learn something from a fucking 6-month-old. Stop fucking around.
There you go.
He's
There you go.
fucking around. Yeah,
What
that's
I- what
true.
I
We
would-
getting
My
somewhere.
cousin is
But what you're
smart.
saying
Can y'all
is
hear
that
me?
you can't stop
Can y'all
a
hear me?
person from in their era from not wanting to learn. It's just they got stagnant, so they don't want to learn.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So
True.
they don't want to come out of their era, and they don't want to come out of their way of thinking.
Yeah, but that's
You
not
know what I'm saying?
conscious
So
thinking.
them
That's
right there,
not conscious.
you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't just knock them for what they know. You have to go to the ones that want to learn, want to come out of that era.
Well,
You know
that's
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying? Some
saying.
don't
That's
want
what
to learn.
attracts. That's what attracts each other. I'm attracted to people, and King will tell you this, and Kevin will tell you this, and Touche could tell you this too. I'm attracted to people that make sense or want to make sense or want to learn how to
That
make
part
sense.
right there.
That's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? That's all it is. You know, you can't have rational thinking or critical thinking skills if you don't have the emotional intelligence to guide it, because otherwise you're not going to make any rational decisions.
Right.
Those are the people that I want to talk to. I don't care if you Moses and you 1,000 years old. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care if you're newborn. I don't care if you're at a point where you're learning how to function and you have a desire to be better. Those are the people that I resonate. Excuse makers, victimization card, environmental
I can't do it.
protection bullshit, my culture, my belief system, my religious system. I'm not trying to hear none of that shit. You understand what I'm saying? I only resonate with people that want better. Period.
Exactly.
But
That's it,
Facts.
right?
can y'all hear me? Can y'all
Yeah,
hear
we
me
hear
now?
you.
Go
Absolutely.
ahead,
Okay,
Tush.
because at first, I'm gonna say this, right? I don't think that the older crowd can't learn stuff. I think they choose not to learn stuff, right? Because when we get a new app, guess what we do? We sit down, we read about it, we look on you, like everybody can learn the same thing. Now, what I realized that with my elders is they don't want to do that. They
That's what I
like,
mean.
oh
They
well,
stuck.
like you get what I'm saying. They don't want to like put forth the effort to stay in. I mean, I get it. It's a lot to keep track of because it's a new app coming out to do different stuff all the time.
That's my
But
mom.
then, yeah, like, but you can't be mad that I know how to sit here and track an IP address, and you could have did the same thing. All took was a YouTube video for you to figure it out.
They're mad
Like
that it's
people are just
easy. They're mad that it comes easy to you guys and that
Right.
it's work. That's
Mm.
what
Right.
they're
Oh, we
mad
but
at.
get
we just
somewhere.
sit there. But we
Yeah, but I'm
just sit
saying the,
there.
the
That's the
reason why it's
thing.
easy for you guys is because it has come in stages. They,
Right.
like what you said, Touche, they gave up a long time ago. They gave up a long
Right.
time ago. So now they're so disconnected to any type of linear learning. You understand what I'm saying? That comes in components. They'll look at it and go, "Oh, that's not for me." It's not that it's for you. They're not ready to put the effort, like you said, because they're so
Right.
disconnected that they'll never feel like they could make a comeback. They'll never feel
I
like they
think
could
that,
catch up.
Right.
but I've always dealt with my older people, like my older homies being like, man, you got them new shoes, but then now, hey man, I just went and got these shoes. I'd be like, bro, I wasn't even in competition. I didn't think about you when I went and got them shoes. You thinking about me when you went and got them shoes, just to tell me. And it's just,
That's
it
crazy.
should be funny sometimes. It'd be funny because it'd be like, I'm just living life, and you sitting here, and you have to tell me the things that you're doing, and it to me, not no disrespect to anybody that no elders, but like, bro, I really don't care about that. You just went and got an Impala SS. I don't care.
Paula is
Like you in
crazy.
competition, you telling me that you telling me that because you in competition with me for what? Like
I
it
mean,
ain't because that
Is
you're
you.
is that your
entitled.
job? Is that your
You're
workplace?
entitled to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Like honestly,
Wow.
look, I don't compete with nobody unless it's going to be a competition that lifts both of us up. It's not a
Exactly.
competitiveness of
Yeah.
superiority. It's a competition of holding each other accountable so that we can succeed together.
There we go.
You just got to stay away from people like that.
That's
I
it.
Right.
told you guys a long time ago that family has nothing to do with blood or the people that you grew up with. Family are the people that you choose that look at it as a verb that they put the work in and pour into each other's cup. That's real
Mhm.
family. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck what you heard. You know what I'm saying? So
Go
you don't
ahead.
gotta listen to these
Oh,
people. You know what I'm saying? You
my
don't.
bad. Go ahead, Sky. I think look like BK was after that too.
Yeah,
Go
he
ahead, Sky.
preaching for real, man. That
Right. Oh
family,
yeah, that's where Mika.
man.
You got better at him, man. He
I'm
better.
Please.
just saying, don't count all of us out. I'm 54 years old. I'm a grandfather. My grandson's 14. We have good conversations. How am I going to talk about computer pieces and applications and video cards with my grandson that's trying to build a computer if I'm not into this shit? I take time
Exactly.
out to be a part of what my son is doing. He's 35. Okay. My daughter's 18 and all the step kids in between. I've learned so much from all the different like decades, all the errors. Why? Because I want to have conversations about things that you guys are into too. We can't be talking
Right.
about, yo, back in the days, I used to go to school, I used to walk 10 miles, I used to beat up
Oh my
alligators, I
God.
used to swim across the moat. You don't
Back in
understand the
We
shit
have
that
to
back
I've
in
He
the
been
said beat
through.
days,
up
You know what I'm saying?
alligators.
Like, get the fuck out of
back
here.
in the days,
Oh,
I
remember that
had
story?
back in the
That's the
days, the highest
Alabama.
pair of tennis shoes from the
Yo, when your
eBay book
parents
was like
showed
a
you the
hundred
hill.
dollars.
Look at King, look at King.
Nah, when your parents showed you the hill where they come from, and you like, damn, they weren't lying. It
I
snowed.
remember when
You know,
I
Yo,
they
remember when
exaggerate,
they
they
first.
embellish. You know, they want to make it seem like
my
their
mom be
situation
exaggerating.
was worse than what it was. A lot
But
of
yeah.
older people do
Man,
that.
y'all
A lot of
had a
people do
hundred
that.
Oh
dollar pair
my, don't
of
do it like
shoes.
that. Now you gonna make the room
Y'all
jump to
had a hundred.
500.
Y'all had a $100 pair of shoes, and we out here paying $300, $400 for some shoes. Y'all had it way better than us. We in
You see
inflation.
what I'm
Y'all
saying? But that's
can,
what it is. That's what I mean about that competition stuff, man. Like at the end of the day, like just like Hormiga said, we gonna do some competition. Like make sure it's uplifting one another instead of just
Right,
downing. Like man, you just ain't it. I mean, we had
right.
it like
but
that. Ain't
what we
nobody want
saying,
to
what
hear
we
that after
saying
that.
is,
Nobody ain't going to hear you after that.
but what we saying
But
is,
you
as a
know,
younger generation, right? As a younger generation, whenever they say, "Well, back in our day, we used to do this," "Well, back in our day, we used to do that," and it's like, yeah, well, y'all also didn't have inflation like us, dog. We really have to sit here and, like, to be honest with y'all, I don't know when the last time y'all went. How much was the fare for y'all? The fare is high for us now, and so
All
we
right.
when people
All
try
right.
when
How
people
did
try
I
to
know
break
that you
that
was gonna bring this up?
listen, when y'all bring up other stuff like that, we don't care that stuff is high. Because if we want it, we gonna do it regardless. It be older people who be
Right.
like, yeah, I don't know nothing about that. We be like, bro, what are you getting at? Like you had it amazing. At that point it seemed amazing. We just
no,
don't complain about
it
it because
wasn't
we know that
amazing.
we gotta deal with it.
It wasn't amazing. It
You
wasn't
know what's
amazing.
funny? You know what's funny? Let me shed some light on you, King. You ready for this? Look, let me shed some light on you. I know a little bit about economics, just a tad, and this is what I've learned about economics. Today's dollar is not it's not going to be worth the same a year from now, right?
Right,
But here's the funny part. Back in the days when I grew up in the Bronx in the 70s, right? You could get a bag of chips for 10 or 15 cents. You could make a phone call for 10 cents, right? Now
right,
check this
right,
out. But right, everything was cheap, but the salaries were also down too.
right.
Okay, so you
Exactly.
could go to work and work in a grocery store for $1.50 an hour.
Right.
Can you guys survive on that? $2
No,
an hour?
no.
$2.50 an hour?
Yeah,
$3
the
an
wages were
hour?
different back
No.
then, for sure.
I'm just saying, with $3 back in the 70s, with $3, you get a lot of shit done. That's a can of beans, that's rice, that's
Mm-hmm.
a couple of stogies if you want a loose joint or whatever the fuck you want. You understand what I'm saying?
Right, right, right.
You could with $3 you could feed a family. The income was low and the prices were low. As time
Now,
progresses, right, things become more expensive, and
Mm-hmm.
people say that the money has not adjusted as far as the pay rate is concerned. Unfortunately, what you don't understand is the pay rate would happen first, and then inflation happens after.
yes.
Right,
Look,
right.
Amiga, that's the thing that when people say it is the same or it's
Well,
different,
after you, King, I'm gonna let
negative.
BK go.
Historically, inflation goes up every year since way back when 3%, with
Yep.
moderate spikes of 12%. Like we just had a moderate spike last year, which is abnormal. But we all when it comes to money and usage of money, we all experience the same thing. The difference is how we spend the money. Now, the old generation is kind of pissed off because they had to sacrifice to position the young
Mm-hmm.
generation. The young generation don't have them same responsibilities because they're not making 10 children. So now the
Right.
old generation look at the young generation like, y'all just blowing money. And look, they have a
Yeah.
right to be a little pissed, but I think
Right,
both sides got to listen to one another. We got to sit down and say,
right,
okay, I see
right.
why you pissed because the old generation feels like you're not thinking about the future. That's what they feel like. Young
Mm-hmm.
generation said, y'all thought about the future and you stuck. I'm just going to live my best life. So they both have a good argument, but the thing is, they got to learn to respect the views of one another and sit down and reason together to
Right.
have a balanced community at the end of the day.
That is
Yeah.
absolutely true, King. You are exactly right.
Ask
Absolutely
King his
exactly right.
criteria. Ask King his criteria for him working with people. Ask him what kind of people he stays away from and what people he's attracted to in the business world when he gives people advice. You think that he says yes to everybody that
No, we know you
requires
don't.
or requests his business? There's a certain metric that he's looking for. If you're not coachable, and this goes for everything in life, if you are not coachable, you are not approachable.
Right, right.
He's
That's true.
speaking jewels, man. He's speaking
That's true.
jewels over
That's
here.
true.
King, am
Oh
I
my
fucking
word.
with you right now?
He's
Am I
speaking
saying some
Hey,
jewels.
look,
shit?
that's exactly right. The thing
He's
is, what I'm
right.
listening for is coachability. If I'm in the authoritative position, let's not talk about older and younger. If I'm in the authoritative position, the one that can move you where you got to go, the first thing I'm listening for Are you coachable? Are you willing to listen? I don't care what you know initially. I need to see if you're coachable. Once I see you're coachable, then I'm going to listen to you because I know you got something, but guess what? Your maturity is going to determine how far we go together.
That's
And
it.
that's where there's a big disconnect between the younger generation and the older. It's not
Mm-hmm.
about who knows the most. It's who can be mature enough to display it amongst
That's
a
what I
diverse
mean.
audience.
And even
That's true.
look, even what you said, I'm gonna let BK go after this because I know you've been waiting. But even what you said though, that's the whole point of why I put it this way. Because even with the maturity thing, you still expect the older to be more mature than the younger, just in general. So it's like, okay, that's a child being childish, so that's what you expect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm only holding them at the higher regard, just like me. I can be considered an oldie too to some of the people. So it's my job to make sure I'm not playing the same game the younger people doing. And that's the reason why I made it like that, because it's more on me than them. Because, like, it's obvious they don't know as much as I do. Maybe I'm not going to put it in their face that you don't know as much as I do because you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I just got to be
Yeah,
patient. You know what I'm saying?
that's not
Or talk to somebody
leadership.
that's.
That's not leadership. That's management. There's a difference between leadership and management. When
Yep.
you are leading someone, you are pushing them to be the best that they can be. Not that you're trying to transform people into being yourself. Yes, some of the things that you have, they will pick up on. But when you're a good leader, you're pushing someone to be the best that they can be, because if you guys work together, then you'll get there faster. Even though it might be slow or hard in the beginning, if you don't look at this person as an asset, if you don't look at this person as a contributor, you're always going to look at someone who's limited, and you're not going to pour into their cup. You're not going to teach them. You're not going to push them to grow. You're going to continue to have them under your wing, because I'm never afraid for any of my students to become better, because as they fly away, they come
That's
back
the
with
goal.
more information. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like I can't coach somebody in business unless I teach them life skills, because how am I going to teach someone business skills if they can't even adapt to life skills? They're going to be failing. And how does that look on my resume, that I'm helping people to succeed and they can't succeed because they're not coachable? Think about what I'm saying.
So let me ask you this:
Hey, I'll be back, man. I'm about to drop out. I'm going to get a facial, so I'm going to catch y'all later.
All right,
yeah,
my brother. Good looks, man. So, hold up, real quick. I'm gonna let BK go, 'cause I know he been
He said
waiting
he's going to get
forever.
a facial. He said,
Oh,
Come on.
right.
A man with the facial, that's
I'm gonna
good.
let
It takes care of
BK
the
go, then I'm
skin.
gonna let I don't know if Boston want to go next, and then I'm gonna let DJ go after that.
I'm gonna let y'all speak, my brother. 'Cause, I mean, you learn. I'm learning
They
from
eating
these
good around
guys,
here,
man.
boy.
I
That's you
mean,
gotta
it's
This is
put
a good
like
put
life.
them two in the
Yeah.
room.
it's
It would be eating real good in this boy, man.
like, you know what I mean? Because King dropped out. He was saying some facts. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
yes.
mean? And the
Yes.
man above me, he's speaking facts. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
I heard that so many times throughout my adulthood. Are you coachable? You know what I mean? Are you willing to listen? Are you willing to
Are
listen
you
to what I have to say?
submissive? Are you
And I was
submissive?
like, you know what? And that word right there, you better watch that word. Do not say that word to too many people. And
I'm not afraid of synonyms.
I'm
That's the
Exactly.
very
problem in the English language. It was
right,
created to create a disconnection when you have
right,
50 words that mean the same shit. We're all
same
saying
shit.
the same shit, yet
Yeah,
you're uncomfortable with my word and I'm uncomfortable
yeah,
with your word. We can't even get
yeah,
Right.
past the fucking
We can't even get
semantics. The fuck
exactly,
out of
exactly.
right,
And
here.
that's why I'm gonna love
exactly.
saying that word like crazy, so you can get the
Yeah.
people you
Yeah,
need in your
submissive
life,
is not a
though.
bad
'Cause
word.
I ain't got time.
That's what people have to understand. There's nothing wrong with being submissive
There's
to
nothing wrong.
somebody. You know what I
but
mean?
that's the
Because
thing
we
with
all
Submission
have
each
to
languages,
other.
right?
learn how to be submissive, because that's where we listen and we're learning
Yep.
from other people. But we always got our own thing and our own agenda. We're not learning. We're not understanding each other. That's where the disconnect comes from.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And y'all speaking gems. Y'all are throwing out a lot of gems. And I'm sitting here like, wait a minute, I know this, but now I feel like I'm learning it all over again. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? Because you're
it comes
speaking
from a
facts.
different energy, because look, at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We want clarity. We want answers to our questions. We go to our parents and we ask them questions, and what do? Until you pay rent here, you can't ask shit. You don't like shit here, well then get your own shit. You know, you go to your parents, you go, hey dad, hey mom, what's this? And they act stupid. You know, they get embarrassed instead of saying, hey, that's a very interesting thing you're bringing to me. Let's sit down and research this shit together. That's the
Yep.
disconnection between the old people and the young people. That old people can't admit when they're wrong, and they cannot admit when they don't know shit.
It's okay if you
Yeah,
don't know everything. Yep.
That's it.
absolutely.
That's the
Nobody
main.
knows
I think you hit the
everything.
nail on the coffin with that
And, that,
one.
and
That
that's
is the
and that's what
main thing.
I'm
I'm telling you
55
this
years
from
old.
experience. I'm telling you this from experience because I
Crazy.
myself saw the disconnection and I worked on it. I said, how am I going to be a communicative person if nothing that you say makes sense or nothing that you say has a point? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
think about this. If you start your day looking for negative shit, you're going to keep finding negative shit to validate
Exactly.
that feeling.
Right.
Start your
Right.
Right.
day positive and you'll have great conversations with people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yep.
seriously.
So
And
I'm
what you said
always for the
about that,
optimistic side.
like what he said to that, I went to my dad, unfortunately before he passed away, and I always asked my dad questions. And my dad said, I don't know, but I could tell you, I could give you somebody who knows. You know what I'm saying? So I got to thank for him for allowing me to see that he don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to understand they don't know everything. I'm not
Yep.
gonna go blurt out that, but they think they know everything. No, I'm not gonna
But
do
that's a
that
good
because
man.
I
That's a good
know.
man to
Right,
admit that they don't know. That's a good man.
right,
To admit
and
your
I
Right. I felt the
ignorance
same
is a
way.
great start. It's a great
and I
start.
know that their era, the time that they came up, they couldn't know everything because they were not allowed to know certain things.
Yes.
So in the
Yes.
same vice versa, even though, hey, I'm my age and my son is 21, I tell my son, hey, there's some things I don't know, and there's some
Yep.
things I need to learn to know. You know what I mean? If he's gonna teach me, I don't have a problem with him teaching me because that's my mindset. My mindset is I'm gonna learn from each generation. As long as I'm here on this earth, I'm gonna continue to learn, and I'm not afraid to learn.
I
Exactly.
appreciate
I
that. Say
love
that
it.
one more time. You're
I
not afraid
love
to
it.
what?
I'm not afraid to learn.
Listen to this. This is where the fear is. People are so stubborn because they fear what's on the other side of that stubbornness. I'm afraid to learn something new because I might be better tomorrow. I don't want to be better tomorrow. I like my toxic self right now. Think about it,
Oh.
man. The food that you
All I'm
eat,
gonna say is,
the food that you eat, if you don't exercise, if you don't go get some sun, if you don't know how to communicate, if you don't have family, if you don't have friends, if you don't have a life, you're sheltering yourself to a point where you might not be able to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Have a
it's
good
really
time.
crazy, right? Because I just want to say this. It's really crazy because a lot of the older generation always be like, we can't tell y'all nothing. It don't be that y'all can't tell us nothing. It's just your delivery and stuff. I think
That's
we
it.
always talked about
That's it
this.
right there.
You're right.
We always go to the same thing. Your delivery be salty and it be spiteful. It be like anger, and we
Condescending.
not receiving that.
Yep.
Then like it's
It's
condescending. We not receiving that. That's like
yeah.
saying, "Hey, we put poison in your drink. You go take it, bro." We're not taking that. We don't want. We in a generation now where we're not taking that because y'all telling us to take it. We're gonna
I
not
get
take it.
it.
We got our own mind.
I get it. But look, let me give you
It's
another
all in the
example.
messaging.
Look, let me give
It's
you
all in the
another
messaging.
example. The coach, one of the coaches of the Washington whatever, they changed the name, right? Used to be a coach of the Chiefs. And some people are complaining that he's too aggressive and he's too strong. So they're going to the general manager and they're complaining about his style of coaching in football. Former people that were coached by this coach said, hey, bro, take a seat back, bro, and take it, bro. You will become a better person. What do you think about that?
Facts.
But
But
this is
again,
the
that
thing, though.
like once again,
It's the hold on. It's the messaging, right? So if it's a leader like that with very aggressive bravado, he have to communicate with his lead men. So you got to go through other people, like I said, with the manager and stuff like that. Because if you
The
have a good
manager
teammate,
backs him up. The manager has backed him up and said he's a good coach. He has results from his style. See, at the end of the day, it's about results. You know what I'm saying?
it's about
Hmm.
So
results.
if
Yeah,
other former people that were coached by this coach, talking about T. Hill from Miami, he's like one of the best receivers in the NFL, stepped up on his own and said, listen, young guys, yes, he's aggressive, but you're going to learn something, and I guarantee you'll be better. So he's kind of saying, suck it up and shut up.
Yeah.
but it comes to
I
Mm-hmm.
culture as
mean,
well. So if the culture, I don't want to deviate too much into football, but if the
No, just
culture
giving you an
doesn't accept,
example
yeah, yeah.
of the aggressiveness. That's just an example.
Because
it's the same thing in life.
I've seen CEOs got fired, super smart CEOs, and because of their same thing, the bravado, it doesn't fit the culture matters as
Okay.
well.
Yes. Your demeanor, your character, and your attitude and your mindset should all
Right.
be in the same place because that nobody should tolerate that, whether they're young, old, or peers of our own age. I don't
Right.
take shit from nobody. I don't
Exactly.
take shit. I don't even take shit from myself.
but see, that's what I'm saying.
Do
But
you
that's what
think?
I'm saying, Hormiga. That's why I know Kev always be like, if you want to get the message, you go get the message. But you know, I've been standing on the same thing that I've been saying, which is you could give me the message in a way I can understand it. You don't have to just give it to me just that way. Like it's different ways to take medicine.
Well, maybe you can't accept rawness because you got to understand these older people. They don't have a up and down button. All they know is one way and one way only. That's hard and raw.
Yeah,
That's
That's
set on
hard
their
and raw.
ways. That's
that's
set on
cool.
their
So
That's
ways.
you
cool.
have to
But
understand
that's what I'm
that
saying.
sometimes you can't look at the fact. You can't. You Some people do look at it. You have to look at the message behind that. You know what I mean? Because you got to think. A lot of the older generation, they had a lot of anger, a lot of unhealed trauma that they haven't tapped into or they haven't understand. So they're gonna come how they was taught, aggressively, forcefully. Hey, you're gonna take this or else. So that's what their mentality is. You have to, if you go back, you have to
And,
think about the slavery time. A lot
So
of
hold
times
on,
we
let me
didn't
ask
have
that
no
question.
option. We didn't have
Good
no
point.
opportunity to have a mindset that we were able to think for ourselves. A lot of things was given to you uncut and raw. So now
I,
you have
I,
to
Good,
take it.
good
So
point.
I, I,
one
I, I
thing you
say
have
I
to,
say it's only been 5 to 10 years where the conversation of where a man could actually express his feelings came about. It's only been like 10 years where it's now okay for a man to express himself without be looking at like as a
What
sus
up,
or like a
Kev?
sis. You feel me?
This dude got
So
three
this
accounts.
conversation has just been happening recently. For the older generation, they still haven't had that conversation. They're still under the influence of indoctrination and
right,
cultural hamster wheel shit, which tells you you're not supposed to. You're supposed to be tough. Don't cry when you fall. Don't complain. Take the stitches, take the broken leg. Don't do nothing, whatever the case may be. So again, this is a new conversation that the younger people are having more than anything else. These platforms allow this conversation to sound like echoes in the room,
right,
but it's just gotten to a point where it's no longer safe because it's become too easy. In other words, yes, you don't want us to come at you a certain way with a certain demeanor or a certain toughness, but what you want in lieu of that is so soft that it's still not productive either.
but what I'm
right,
getting at is it's just how there's such thing as emotional intelligence. It's people that are emotionally illiterate, and like you can't read the room. You can't like I get that that's what y'all was raised off of, but we not raised off of that. That's why you get a pushback from this younger generation because they
Yeah,
like
I
that was
get that.
y'all teaching. So
I get
understand
that. I
us.
get that.
Y'all had a choice. Y'all was taught that way. We are unlearning stuff and we're teaching ourselves to be more emotionally intelligent. Read the room. Understand that everybody
Absolutely.
ain't gonna
I,
have a
I, I will
positive day.
admit, Touche, I will admit that older people have dropped the ball with that. I
yeah,
will admit that the older people have dropped the ball in a lot of instances. This is what encouraged me to change, to not feel like I'm better someone because I've been on this planet longer than they have. That is very, very irresponsible fucking mindset thinking. You
And
understand
you
what
know
I'm
what you
saying?
said? You said
hey,
earlier, you said results. So
Yes, results.
that's the skill. You got always got to change your demeanor. Depends where you're at, who you're talking to. Like you said, emotional intelligence. You got to read the room. So at the end
Yeah.
of the
yeah,
day, you want results, but you got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to move in different rooms.
but
It's
yeah,
not easy. It's not easy being a leader,
yeah,
especially when trends change the way that they do.
right,
I've been studying leadership for the last 30 years, right? If
Hmm.
you will see the trends that change in the relationship between the leaders and the followers are turning their backs on leaders and they want to lead themselves, but it's difficult to do that if your foundation is not strong.
right,
Or the mission is not strong enough either. The mission got to be able to bring them out.
Now we're talking about results again, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
It's always about results because at the end
always,
of the day, how are we going to measure whether we become better or not, Kevin? How do we measure how do we become better without results? Because you could be busting your ass for 5 years doing the same shit. You ain't getting no results. Guess what? You're
gotta
nuts.
move on.
Yeah. Not, yeah.
You're nuts. You really are. That's the Einstein definition of insanity is expecting different results from doing the same thing over and over. Unless you're practicing a free throw, or unless you're practicing something over and over, like working out or physical stuff, there's no reason to keep repeating the same thing if you're not reaching any results.
Right, right, exactly.
So let's put our best foot forward. Listen, I'm not mad at you, Touche. I'm not mad at you,
Ooh,
young people. I love you guys. I love
right,
people that act like people. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't tell me what your sexual preference is before you tell me your humanity side. You can't even tell me that you're a man or a woman before you show me your human side.
Right.
Hi, how you doing? My name is Tony, and I'm the fabulous heterosexual. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Oh gosh, be
Right,
careful.
right.
You might cut them
Think
out.
about when people lead, when they talk to you, what they lead with. Think about
Right.
what they lead with, because that will
Right.
tell you a lot. Pay attention, man.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
And sometimes the delivery, sometimes you may need that delivery. Sometimes.
Some
I was
people
just about
need
to
word
say every
motivation. Some
delivery is
people
for
need tough
different.
love. Yeah, but
You
some
know what I
people
mean?
need tough
Because
Yeah,
love.
exactly.
exactly.
Some
Everybody ain't for
people need
everybody.
a little bit of,
Y'all,
basket
but y'all,
weaving.
I don't.
Uh-huh.
I love the young people, and you know what I'm saying. I even tell my kids, you know what I mean. My kids are 21, 17, and 9. I said sometimes you don't listen to my delivery. Listen to the message.
Exactly.
And if you can't
Exactly.
listen to the message, then and you can't get past the delivery, how you gonna learn anything? Because everybody is gonna come with you so many different ways. So that's
Hmm.
something that you have to get used to hearing someone with a delivery. Because
So
you can go into
is it
work,
the message or the messenger?
right?
Yeah. See, my problem with the just in general, it ain't really just with the older folks, right? Just in general, right? It ain't just the delivery and how they saying it. It's the arrogance. I just don't like the arrogance part where you act like you're just unteachable and stubborn and you got your nose tooted down at you know what I'm saying? Like you looking beneath them type situation. That's what I don't like. But I take the message all day, right? But
Yeah,
you
Hmm.
can't act like that I got this unteachable type mentality. That's the only
right.
problem. You know what I'm saying? And then when you try to almost get them right, when they feel like they bagged in the corner, then here go that competitiveness. Well, what do you know? You know what I'm saying? All this stuff comes with that as soon as you bag them in the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
They try to be crazy.
they don't like to get cooked. They like to dish it out,
No.
but they don't like to receive it. Look, I'm gonna show you share something with y'all. There's a guy named Robert Kiyosaki. He is a real estate and money flow guru from Hawaii, right? He's very famous. In one of his books, it says you need to stop being arrogant about your ignorance.
Right. That part right there.
Oh my. Don't do
That's
them like
powerful.
that.
That's powerful.
Hmm.
Stop being arrogant about the shit that you don't know. What the hell?
That is funny, but you think about it.
You better. Now, I had to write him down. I'm gonna look
Robert
him up.
Kiyosaki said it in one of his books, his first book, which is Rich Dad Poor
Which that
Dad.
poor
In
dad.
that book, it says, "Stop being arrogant about your ignorance. Like you're even chest up on shit that you don't even know. You're 10 toes down on something that you don't even understand."
Right. Right.
Hold on 1 second, y'all. Boston, you there? I want to make sure I get
I'm
her
here,
in,
but
man.
I'm just listening to y'all because
Okay,
it's
I'm
like,
trying to
wait
make
a
sure. I'm trying
minute.
to make sure because I know, you know what
I
I'm saying?
saw
Yeah,
it
I'm
too. I'm
here,
sorry I
but
didn't address you. Welcome in, Boston.
Just let me
thank
know if you got to
you.
put your hands up or something. That's what I say. Anybody need to, you know what I'm saying? I feel like,
Oh,
well,
we
I was just
cooking, we
listening
cooking.
because I'm
I
I'm just
know the cook is real.
So, let me
Yeah.
ask you this.
What'd you
Oh,
say,
I'm
boss?
sorry. I'm so sorry.
go,
Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Oh,
No, I was gonna
go
ask
ahead.
You mentioned leadership, and you say you've been through different phases of leadership, right? So, in 2023, as a leader, where would you say the difference between leadership and I won't say followers, but like a person leading their company? What's the difference now?
Between what? A leadership and a follower, or a leader, a true leader and a leader, or a
Yeah,
leader
like
and a fake
a
leader?
leader leading the company, like 10 people, 15 people. Like you said, it
A
goes different
leader is a
phases.
leader. A leader is a leader wherever you go. You have to
Mm-hmm.
just tweak. You understand what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Certain things like how many people are we leading? How many people are in this
Mm-hmm.
department? Who do you have access for subordinate wise? You understand what I'm saying? As a leader, a leader, a leader can be anyone. A follower can be a
Exactly.
leader. Because
Mm-hmm.
the
I
whole
just
Yeah.
purpose of a leader is to empower the people that they're around so that we can all grow together. That's what the true purpose of a leader is.
no,
Hmm.
I'm asking like you
I'm
said,
glad
been through
you
different
said that
phases.
because
What
that's
current phase we're
true.
in right now?
And our elders be thinking they still leaders and they don't be empowering the youth. They be tearing it down.
Well, there's a lot of people that abuse their power. There's a lot of
Right.
people that don't know what to do with their power. There's a lot of people that inherit power. There's people that listen. At the end of the leadership is not as simple as I'm making it out. There's different characteristics and different traits. Like for instance, me
Yep.
as a leader, I would never ask you to try something that I wouldn't try myself.
Right.
Yeah. Difference between a leader and a boss.
Well, a boss is a manager. A manager manages things. A leader leads. A
Leader
leader
leads.
will take you to the next level. A manager will make sure you do your job right on a daily basis.
Big
Right.
difference. But what I was saying is, I was just, can you say they've been through different phases and where we are today? 'Cause I'm a missionary leader, right? I always focus on the mission. I can ask somebody to do something that I wouldn't do. But if that person's capable of doing that thing, I wouldn't do it. If I'm not capable of doing it, I'm not going to attempt to do it.
Well,
A
I
leader
get what you're
delegates, right?
saying. I get what you're
Yeah.
saying, but then that takes away from the camaraderie. That takes away from the trust. You know, say because in order for someone to lead correctly, you have to have faith and trust in this
Mm-hmm.
person that this person is going to lead you to the next step or the next level. Like
Right.
you can follow whoever you want. That doesn't mean you're going to get to where they're at or you're going to be better. We have to pick and choose our battles. You know,
But
the
I'm
same
saying
way
though,
that a leader has responsibility to lead, we have a responsibility to follow.
Right.
absolutely.
Ain't that what I said last time, Kev? You know, everybody can't be a leader. Sometimes you gotta follow. Ain't nothing wrong with
Exactly.
following, because
Exactly.
one day the followers will be a leader if you're
Yeah,
learning
all
how to
leaders
be
Hmm.
started
that
as a
leader.
follower. All leaders,
Yeah.
nobody's
Nobody.
born a leader because all you are is a commander. Do
That's it.
this, do that, do this, do that. You know, if you're a born leader, that means that you just tell people what to do. You know what I'm saying? Now you
Exactly.
have to learn how to delegate. You have to learn how to trust the people you work with to be
Yep.
able to handle these type of situations. This is where confidence comes from because the more you know, the more you grow. And if you don't allow people to get their hands dirty or do things, they're gonna be stuck doing the same shit, and all you're doing is controlling them. You're not really leading them. You're not. You're scared that they
Well,
Right.
might be
I
better than
think
you, and you keep keeping them stagnant.
Hmm.
we
A
talked about that
boss.
before. Remember when I said the problem with our generation is too, is that everybody want to be the chief, and everybody feel like they too good to be the Indian. You
Yeah.
got to be the Indian in some situations. On some missions, the captain will take probably back seat to let somebody else lead that's in a stronger position than him. And
Yeah.
we gotta do this. Hey, you go run this mission this time.
Yeah. Everybody gotta play their role.
You're right.
People gotta know how to play their role. Everybody don't know how to play a role. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
Everybody have a
key. That's the
role.
key right there.
but
Stay in
that's
your
Everybody have to
lane.
lead.
Stay in your lane. That's the key
that's
Right.
the
right
proper
there.
delegation, right? When you
Right.
delegate something
Exactly.
properly, and I give somebody a job you need to do, I'm like, you're responsible for this job. So now you're leading this cause, right?
Mhm.
Hmm.
The leadership always maintained to the mission. That's why I always say the mission first,
And
because
you get
it's how are we gonna get to this mission? I can't do by myself. I need you to do this. I gotta do my part. If you fall short in your part, then we're gonna be fail. We're gonna fail, right?
Well,
Mhm.
that's
So
the difference between doing something with me and doing something for me. That's a whole different ball game. You know, when you could have people, you could delegate things to take things off of your plate, and you might not have anything on your plate. That's not good leadership. You know what I'm saying? Like at least if
yeah,
you got all
that's not
your
leadership.
little
Yeah,
things going on, you're behind them, you're talking to them, you're advising them, you're visiting them, they feel your presence. There's a lot of things that you can do as a leader, man. It's
Right.
ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's why I'm learning, and I look at a lot of I look at it like this. I look at a lot of content creators up here on TikTok. You can be a great content creator, but somebody got to follow your content. If everybody's a leader, then where the followers at? If we
Right.
got how
yeah,
many? We got maybe millions of people. Imagine a million people want to be leaders. Who's gonna follow these leaders? Somebody got to be a follower. Somebody got to be able to say, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna learn from these people as I go
Hmm.
along, so I can
Let's
get
take
better.
I can do my
let's take that to the Mike Tyson comment when he said
Uh oh.
that everybody wants to get in a fight until they get punched in the face. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So
exactly.
you
Yes,
don't know what the hell you're getting into, but you want to be something because you like the commanding part of it. People
right.
want to be leaders
Hmm.
and managers because they like to tell people what to do. They want to be in charge, but they don't understand all the stuff that comes with it and the sacrifices
stress,
that it takes to be a real
headaches,
leader. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
stress, the headaches, the embarrassment.
To
Well,
deal
do you know how many
angry.
people leaders talk to on a daily basis? They have 5 to 10 toxic conversations from people that are losing it, and then we're there as a coach. We have to get our energy back into the right part too. You know what I'm saying? We have to be able to flush our mental toilets
Hmm.
because we spoke to 5 different people. When I speak to people about life coaching, sometimes they just go off. I can't go from conversation to conversation without flushing my mental toilet because otherwise I'm going to be bringing that energy to the next conversation. You know how hard that
Hmm.
is to do? That's not easy.
It is. It ain't. It's not. Because
Change hats when you come home. Now you got to be a husband. Now you got to be a father. Now you got to be a dog owner. Now you got to be a pet fisherman or whatever it is. Your side hustles. You change your hat. You become somebody else.
But you know what? You know what I get mad about? I'm glad you said that. I get mad about people knowing that that is what life is anyway, because we've seen it. Like when a man gets off of work, you still gotta go home and be the man of the house. That's still work. So why are y'all complaining like, well, I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that and I don't want to do this and I don't want, bro? That's life. Gas is high as hell. You still need to put gas in your car to get to point A to point B, right? Why are you
Yeah,
complaining about it?
gas ain't no joke right now.
I'm about to shake the room up a little bit. Now let me do two more examples now about the older getting competition with the younger, right?
Oh shit.
How about
Mm-hmm.
how about have you ever seen a father that always, they got a that's with they son trying to compete by getting the 304s, or maybe the mother that like to think they can twerk better than their daughter type situation. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get that in. Let's go somewhere.
trying to get that.
Well, I'm not about to speak on that one. You got that one, Stephanie.
We gonna shake the room up
That's
on
a
that
that's
one.
a that's a tough one because a lot of guys use the kids to get other chicks. They're like, oh, how cute! He's so cute. You understand? Like, so that's showing the kid bad business, especially if he still has ties with the kid's moms. That kid's gonna grow up already, wanting to have more than one woman and
Mm-hmm.
side pieces immediately. You understand? So that's not,
Mm-hmm.
and the women that are older that twerk with the younger daughter, if it's all in good fun if it's in all good fun and in taste, remember it's a word called classy here that we need to learn how to be. We need to be classy with our kids and teach them what class
Right.
is. Otherwise, if they're not classy, they're gonna be assy. You know what I'm saying? One or the other.
So I said that
I never seen
competition.
nobody mama.
Go to
I
me.
never seen
She's
nobody
in.
daughter and mama twerk together, so I don't know.
You
I
first,
can't speak on
TT.
that.
Hello. How's everybody
Sis,
doing?
what's the deal, man?
How you
What's going
doing?
on?
How you
Look at
feel
Um,
about the
look
topic,
at
man?
Kanai in the house.
oh,
Watch out.
Kanai's in the building. It's a
oh,
superstar in the building that don't be going to bed. You know what I'm saying?
Watch out.
no, it's not. It's like this really touched me, when you talked about competition, okay? Because let me tell you something. I think it's something that is in this nation because the way I grew up, right, towards my mother, my father, it was never about competition. The day that I remember that I tried to dare, I was 17, to say something about my father' way of being in the house. He said, "Oh, but that's okay." I will never forget what my father said. It's okay, it's like that you have a problem about how I handle my business. I said, good, I thought he's giving me the right. So in that case, you can go in your room, pack your bag, and go out in the world and show me, how it's done. And in that moment, it's like, yeah, you know, it's like, but here I remember, it's like I had one of my children, some that are more challenged than other. I remember going to high school. She was 16. She was measuring, with me shoulder to shoulder, and I could feel it in hers, like she couldn't wait to get taller, but it wasn't in a healthy way. It was almost like a challenge. And I wonder where did she pick that up? Because I know truthfully that I never give her that vibe. I never went out party with my daughter, or doing illegal stuff with my. I try to give the example. You understand? It's like even when I was smoking my cigarette, it's not like I was smoking with my children. I always did my thing. I always been very honest with my kids. It's like this isn't good habit. This is gonna cost you a lot of money. I no longer smoke now, but I always been very honest, very forward, and I always show them that I wanted more for them that I had. Right. So where did the competition come from? That's my question. Because I
Mm.
didn't think that.
I got a good one there. Have you ever
Oh,
had
can I tell y'all
parents that
something? The
wanted?
competition.
I'm pretty
Wait,
sure
wait,
y'all
wait,
got this
wait.
one. Huh?
Mm.
Somebody say something?
I
No.
must
No,
be
I gotta
lagging.
hear it.
Yeah, I was saying something.
What'd you say?
I was saying something. But can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think I'm lagging. I think I'm
No, you
lagging
good.
now. What I was saying is I don't think I think the competition. I don't like I said. I don't know what is when y'all say stuff like competition. I think the competition now it starts when you say stuff like this is my house and if you don't like it, get out. Right? Because now you say that to a kid in a certain age. Now they like, okay, I can go get an apartment too. And now they just trying to prove to you that they was capable of being able to do that. Right? But what parents don't understand when they tell their kids, you don't like what I'm saying, then get out. Your kid may not never want to come back no more now. Your kid may not even want to talk to you no more. You kicked me out because I asked you this, and that was your best result. Your best result is you don't like what I'm saying, get out. Like my mom did that to me a lot of the time when I was younger, and I have
Mm.
yet to ever be back to my mom's house.
Oh, we about
Oh,
to get somewhere today.
you can come stay here. No, I'm
They
cool.
want to
You
smoke.
like to kick me out. When stuff ain't when you don't understand stuff and you don't like stuff, you like to kick me out, so I just won't come to your house. Oh,
Touche. I wanna
no,
ask you
it's not like
something
that.
though.
No, it
I
is.
wanna ask you something, right? So if you walking down the street, right, you find your friend and you bring him to your house, right? And out of the goodness of your heart, the nothing else, you want that that friend is having a good day. You want him that he leave your house with a full stomach, that he have everything, and you don't want nothing in return, right? And then your friend in your house turnover is like, well, you didn't cook that pasta so good, and really didn't like it. What you gonna say? Okay, stay here tomorrow. I'm gonna do better. No, you tell that friend is that, oh, you don't like it, get going. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, that's not what I'm not.
If
That's
a
not what I'm gonna
parent
say.
does
I'm
that,
not gonna say
now
that.
you have a problem. That's all I'm saying. Is like a parent is still a human being. We like to be at least, how you say it's like recognize that. I think that my father was very correct when he said, if you really don't like it, you can go, right? In my little humble opinion. That's all.
Well, you know what's funny is that we
Yeah,
bring
I don't agree
kids
with that.
into this earth, right? Selfishly, right? Because of our most kids weren't even planned. And I keep talking about this. I've been talking about this for a year. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that 90% of the kids that are born into this world are not even planned. So we
I feel that.
selfishly do things irresponsibly. Bring these kids over here, don't lead them the right way, cut off their creativity, start competing with them, start controlling them. Some people actually have kids so that they can tell them what to do. Get me this, get me that, get me this, because they hated the fact
Ah,
that
so
they were the
true.
gophers for their parents, so they create more gophers. That's called generational curses. That's
Mm.
called indoctrination to the highest level. When you're creating kids to serve your purpose, you
Mm.
are bugging. Think
Ooh, you
about
heard
this.
that? You heard somebody with that one.
I don't care if I heard somebody
Not,
speak.
Right.
It's the
not
truth,
I
right?
husband.
You know
feel
what I'm
you.
saying?
I'm
The
talking.
truth
I'm
Hormiga,
hurts.
we're not.
hormiga.
We
When
not
I had
here to
my
No,
first
protect
you're
them
child.
little
right.
feelings. You know what I'm saying? They gonna learn that.
No,
When I
you're
had my
right.
first child,
But
we
hormiga,
planned it
but
like two
hormiga.
years. We
Truth
planned two
is
years.
that we're all brainwashed and indoctrinated. It's like who I am today certainly is not who I was 5 years ago. And
Correct.
most of the things that I'm aware that they were passed on to me from society, they're very, very indoctrinating. But did I know them?
Hmm.
No, absolutely not. Do I know now? Yes. So I believe that most of the parents, even the one that they think that they're doing right, don't know what they're doing because it's the system that teach us this way for, the interest of the 1%. Hmm.
Wouldn't that depend on the system that you are allowing to consume you? Because if you put yourself in a system that actually works, you wouldn't go through half of the things. 90% of the things that we've been through that were messed up in our lives is probably attached to a feeling or an emotion. So obviously there
Hmm.
was no emotional intelligence at the point of impact when that happened. Most of the things that I did by mistake were attached to some type of. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't until I understood emotional intelligence that I was able to make rational or critical decisions. So, am I the same person I was 5 years ago? No, I'm 20 times better. And in 5 years, I'll be 20 times better. But I'll never stop learning. I'll never stop trying to enhance myself and contribute to this beautiful world that we live in. That's my take on
Yeah.
all this.
Yes. Did
All
you
I'm
read
saying is,
what Paye said? Did you read? Those older women want to be young. I would
yeah,
like
but
for her to express a little bit deeper. It's like, what is wrong to want to be healthy, to want to, I mean, I'm 53 year young. I always say it.
Oh, we
Doesn't mean I
getting
want to be
somewhere.
young. It
but what
doesn't
we
mean
get,
that I
I
want
think,
to be young. I want to be healthy. And what's
We
wrong
getting
to be
somewhere.
healthy?
yeah, but that we talking when we
There's
say they want to be
nothing, there's
young, we
nothing.
mean it in competition. Like you want to
No,
be young,
hell
that's why you
no. I don't
competing
want to
with
be
me.
young ever again.
Purpose.
Look,
But
Told
what
you,
I'm
man.
saying,
if I
what
want to
I'm
compete
saying
with a
is,
young
at the
guy,
end of the
This
day,
gonna
like I
get
said,
somewhere. This gonna lock some keys today.
it's
there's
just
times
sometimes
I'm
you
not.
gotta realize, like I said, when y'all give information to you, like you said, you feel like if you say something, that's it, right? Or if I can't follow what you say, I could get out. Now, what happens when your kid resents you for that? You didn't even let me
Yeah,
be creative. Every time I did something, every time I said something, you was ready to kick me out on the street. Now you don't have a relationship with your kid, and now your kid
Mm.
don't care. It's
yeah,
like what, and
That's
that's what
crazy.
I be trying to tell people is we get it, it's our house. But like I said, when my mom kicked me out, I never went back.
You see, that's the
yeah,
difference. That's the
I
difference.
never went back.
My place where I live at, it belongs to all of us. If I created you and you're in my crib, you have every right, man, to express yourself, but you're not going to be disrespectful while you're doing it. That's all I
Hmm.
ask. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
understandable. But do you think that kids immediately coming off disrespectful before you make the line? Oh, this my house, and if you don't like it, get out.
It depends because some
no,
kids
Because
are nervous
I've heard it without saying anything.
listen, some kids walk on eggshells all day because of how resistant their parents are to certain things. Like this, you know what I'm talking about. There's certain things that you can't get a word in.
Hmm.
Oh, it's my word, and that's final. And I pay the bills here. And if you don't like it, then you already know what's the next. It happens.
The crazy
Right.
thing about that, crazy thing about that, Hormiga, is even when my mom used to throw, I pay bills or pay a bill before you can say something. When I started paying bills, that changed. She moved the goalpost on that thing.
It don't
Oh,
matter
it's
what you
my
do.
house.
You live under their
I'm like,
roof,
but I pay
and
bills.
that's it.
It's my house.
but I keep on hearing, I really like these lives because I hope that when we leave, we have a better understanding, right? Because it's all about the energy, and sometimes we have resentment because we fail to understand, or at least that's me, right? Then when I understand, okay, I get it where I went wrong, so if you ever present this problem again, this time I'll do it this way, right?
Hmm.
So touche. I
That's crazy.
really hope that you touche. I would like for you to understand what I'm trying to tell you. I never did it personally because when it was down to me, it impacted me in the wrong way. So I understood that the way that my father was explaining to me, it wasn't enough. So I'm not going there, right? In my life, I didn't do it to my kids when they asked me the hard question, right?
Hmm.
But there are some, but I had to go to therapy. I had to read the books. Then
And
let
that's
me
the thing.
tell you, for some reason, they never was told me, or I never even see it in existence or even search because I thought I was a good parent. I didn't abuse my children physically, how I been. I didn't do it emotionally. I wasn't a narcissist, but I didn't even know how it was to be a good parent because nobody showed me. So could I have done better? Of course, if I knew better. But I truly did the best that I could. And maybe that's what your mom did, you know?
No, she
Let-
did it, but it still
Yeah.
doesn't. Listen, the thing is with me, right? and I learned
Okay.
this on my own. And I hate to tell people that I hold grudges, but if I get bit by a snake, I will never touch it again. I
Are
don't
you a
even want to
Cancer?
be around. I don't even.
Touche, are you a Cancer?
Who said that?
Not the signs. Not the signs.
If you get bit by a snake, he's never gonna touch the snake.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let
I
me
never
ask.
have.
Let me ask this. Oh my bad. Go ahead, DJ. I know you've been trying to say something. Then I'm about to ask Tiz a question that I had asked this weekend, real quick. I want to see what everybody gonna say after this. Go ahead.
Nah, it's funny. I just never been in no situation like that before. And it's crazy to me how people have those relationships with their parents and stuff like that. That's just so foreign to me. But just keep going. That's good.
Hmm. So Tiz, let's go on here, and everybody. I think DJ might have been here when I asked this question. So, say that. So my question I had asked this weekend, and there's only these two. Don't try to look for no middle ground. I said, are you raising? Would you raise your child to be able to look up to them one day, or you rather raise your child for them to keep looking up to you?
Say that again.
I said, I said, as a parent, right? Do you raise your child to be able to look up to them one day, or are you raising your child for them to look up to you?
I don't think it's I don't think it's either or a combination. I don't think it's one way. I think that if you're doing the right things and you raise your child right, and you're showing your child that you're not afraid to learn new things, or get their hands dirty and stop avoiding and rejecting shit, it's okay. But you don't want your child looking up to you if you're a piece of shit.
For me, it's about respect, right? So it's all about respect for me. And it doesn't matter if he becomes billionaire tomorrow. I want to respect the same way. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about respect for me.
You're right. In my house, you listen. When you walk into my house, wipe your feet. That's all I say, because I'm not gonna disrespect you and make you feel uncomfortable in my house, but I'm not gonna feel uncomfortable in my house because of anyone. I don't create. I create a safe environment where you can express yourself, you can be yourself. But the one thing, like he said, DJ Claw, disrespect is not tolerated.
Not to me, it's no.
I love it. I love it. Tiz, what you got? And I'm gonna tell y'all the reason why I asked.
So I ask the first. I understand the second part, but the first part goes lower, so I want to understand the first part of the question.
You said the first part. I said,
Yeah,
are you raising your child to be able to look up to them one day, or are you raising your child for them to continue to look up to you?
like in the moment, it's like I want always that, I'm the hero, even since childhood. Or one day after I do what is right, they'll understand. Is that what you're telling me? Because sometimes I find myself, my children, to say no as much as I knew they would have resent me, because I told them, it's like, you may not understand now, because I will try to explain why I say no. I'm not just saying like I was told, that's it. Like, do as I say, not as I do. That's how I grow up. Um, but I could see that sometimes, as much as you want to justify your decision to your child because you don't want them to hate you, they will not understand and resent you. So, yeah, I raised them with the hope that one day they'll understand that I was
Mm,
doing it for them. Does that make
mm-hmm.
sense?
Okay. It's funny because I got a lot of the same answers though, and I asked it for a reason. Because yeah, I've noticed that most of the time when I asked that, there's a lot of the time there was like a negative thing that came behind it. If they had the thought as their child being above them, right? It was like basically like one of them was like arrogant. I don't want to be arrogant or something like that, or I don't want to. So me myself, because I kind of the reason why I asked it because I had really thought it out, and I'm like, me putting my ego to the side, right? if I know I'm raising my child to be the best version or whatever, I do want to be able to raise my child to be able to look up to them, one day, because I wanted it to be where, what I'm saying, I can be able to learn from my child, and not and I know internally I put in that work, what I'm saying. I ain't gotta voice it to him like, I made you and all that stuff, but it's just like I do want my child to be better than I was. That was the question though. Do you want, because people be saying I want my child to be better than I once was or something like that. But I'm like, what do you really mean about that? That's why I asked them other two questions and stuff. So when I say I want my child to be better than I was, or, what I'm saying, in general, I really mean that. I want them to learn from all the flaws I had. I want them to literally be a better version than me, and they can pass that on to their child. So I have no problem be able to look up to my child. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem, because I know what I know right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to better myself every day, but if my child can be better than me, that's lovely. That's
Yeah,
lovely, but not many people could answer it that way, because they think about them being arrogant.
to me.
They think about them being disrespectful and all that stuff. But I'm not. If I know I'm doing my job, I ain't got to think about it that way. You know.
Yeah,
What
because
You
to
know,
me it's about respect, and then for me, like what you're saying to me is I want to be proud, right?
I'm
So that'd be more like, because I'm gonna do my best, everything gonna be everything possible, and then I can just say, oh man, that's my
right.
product right
Exactly.
there. You know what I'm saying? So that's a
Yeah.
more like a, it's when I look up to them, it's more like a proud feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
Hmm.
at the end of the day, if you do your job and maintain your status and your lifestyle the way to the end, and you see
Hmm.
him come up and do his thing, he's gonna be proud. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I look up to him, because if you keep doing what you're doing, it's gonna be hard to look up to you. It's just gonna be hard. You
Hmm.
know, he gonna look up to
I
you
look at it as
because
like being
you
proud of them.
create.
Like, man, I can't believe they came out this way.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's,
yeah,
instead of being envious, as I know that's when the competition
yeah,
come in, and you just don't know I made you that. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be proud of my child, man, because I know, like I said, I care more about other people than myself, for real. Like, low key, it ain't always about that, but. Shoot, at the end of the day, I know what I did. I ain't got to really kind of voice it. That's all it is. But
yeah.
yeah,
That's the beauty of
I
giving,
like
though,
that.
right?
Huh?
When you give something, that's the beauty of giving, right? You just to give without
Yep.
no expect a return. You just want to give and give your best you can, and then the universe gonna give it back to you.
Hmm.
you know,
You
um, it's hilarious because I went to therapy with my sons, right? And I remember that I'm just gonna be totally honest. He was taught to me, it's like that your children, especially when you do your best, they should appreciate it. But for me to learn from the one that I give life and I taught him how to eat and everything that he know, it was almost like how dare he? And I had to admit that it was something that it was not good that I inherit, right? But the point I'm trying to say is like once you understand why you do something, you can always change it. So did I learn from my children? Am I giving me the gift to be open minded that here we can give and take knowledge, right? Even if it's your own child, is okay. I'm better because of that. But it took a long way to get there. Do you understand what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah.
What take you a long time can take somebody else a shorter time, man. That's why it's all about trying to better the people that's upcoming from us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
'Cause I,
Yeah.
even with that saying, right? I know a lot of people like, man, you just don't know it took this long for me. But then again, like the whole point is to teach it to somebody else so it don't take them just as long. And some people have learned. We just don't sometimes give them the chance and stuff. That's why I be meaning about that competitiveness stuff. Like, cause I was, like I said, I just went through some live like that before. Like, well, they always experience this and all that. I'm like, I mean, experience don't mean nothing if no wisdom is coming behind it. You can experience something for so many years, that don't mean you was doing it right or anything. You know what I'm saying? So experience don't equal wisdom. Wisdom, or they can help. You know what I'm saying? They can help. You know what I'm saying? And age, right? Age don't mean that either. You could be old and still got a teenage mentality and stuff. So like we got to really grow out the situation and expand our mind a little bit more. So I be saying we could be letting these titles make us instead of us making the titles. That'd be our biggest problem.
there's a lot of
I'm
old
this, so
folks.
I'm gonna. You know what I'm saying? We gotta.
There's
The
a lot of
point
old folks who do things the wrong way forever. They never thought, you know what I mean? Like, you ever heard the story of the person who had I think it was this parent had a Thanksgiving dinner. So she cut it's like a couple, like maybe 50, 60 years ago. The grandparents cut the turkey. She cut off the tail because the pot was small.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why she did it. But her daughter do the same thing. That's how mom did it. The granddaughter did it, and it became a tradition. And then they asked the grandmother one day, like, why do you cut the tail off? She said, because it didn't fit in the pot. You know, so it was simple. But for a whole generation, they cut the tail off, thinking that was just thing, but it just didn't fit.
Mm-hmm.
It's as simple as that. So, you know, sometimes you get information, it could be the wrong information. And you
Mm-hmm.
pass it on and you pass it on forever. So
Right,
it
and
happens
nobody
too.
try to become the bigger person. And as soon as one of the person try to make a change, they get deemed. What are you doing? This
Yeah.
is not the.
It's
Now
not the
look at it that
recipe.
way. You see,
So you're messing it up, right?
Yeah.
that's the way
Let me.
I will see it, right? If my child will do something that make my life easier, I would say, wow, yeah, what a genius. Like I never thought that one. I will really support him, right?
Wait, say
Well,
that over
I will
again.
say,
You said if
I
your
will,
child do something to make your life easier.
yeah, like cutting off is like, no, watch this, watch this.
Why not make
Uh,
their life easier?
Okay, hang on. What I'm trying to say is this, is like, I've been cooking the turkey one way, and I've been pushing the turkey inside the pot, okay? Because it never dawned on me that if I cut the legs, I can put the old turkey and cook it better, right? So here's my son, a small child, and he tell me, why don't you do it that way, mother? Right? That's what happened with me on the daily if I give the chance. They show me a easier way to do things because the way that I know something, two minds are better than one. You understand what I'm trying to say, right? But the
Yeah.
way I was raised, when I will try to be innovative, I will make reminded to never do that again. Just do this way. Don't be creative. Just
Yeah.
do what I told you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Look, I'm glad you said you asked this question
Okay.
because it really when it comes to my son, we had a situation, and he carried around with it for a long time. I didn't even know it, But we had an agreement that as long as he stayed in school, you know, he could stay here. He got his own room, refrigerator, TV, all that. No rent, no nothing. Just go to school. You know. So he um, dropped out of one class, dropped out of another class, and I didn't even know. My daughter, my oldest daughter, slipped and told me one day that he literally just dropped out of school. So then our agreement was broken, and though it broke my heart to have him to ask him to move, that was our agreement, and I thought
Mm-hmm.
it was more important for me to teach him about keeping his word, keeping his promises, and that was an opportunistic time to literally teach it as much as it hurted me. So maybe about 3 years later, for some reason he called me and he was feeling bad and he was drinking and then he sort of like cursed me out. I've never heard him talk like that before. But what he was trying to tell me, and he did finally come out, is that he was really hurt at the fact that I had asked him to leave, you know.
Yeah.
And it was a rough situation because I just, as a parent, I felt that it was important for me to do it. Between me and my wife, we have 8 kids, you know. So it's important for me to run a tight ship, according to the word, to my word and his word, our agreement. But we got over it, and now we have a great relationship, you know.
But that's where the respect comes in. Like you gotta choose as a man, especially as a man.
Yeah.
Your word is bond. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so glad to hear that. You see, those are the stories that make my days, right? Those are the story where people that put away the ego and they say, you know what, I'm gonna take a chance. It may take me like 6 beers and 2 shots, but I'm doing this. And look the outcome. If you just take a chance on be honest to yourself, first of
Hmm.
all, and then
Mhm.
others. That's awesome to hear. Because you know what? I had this conversation not too long ago to my older son, right? And the good thing that after therapy, we can do this without any alcohol, anything, you
Right.
know? We can sit down, have that herbal tea, and just talk, okay? And he goes like, why you call the police on me the
Mm.
day you got me arrested? You know, do you really think I would have harmed you? And I just told him the truth, finally, because I always like how they say I felt like with my kids I didn't want to hurt them feeling, right?
Mm.
So I said this to him. I said, DJ, I know I stay with abusive men, including your father, way too long, okay? And you pick up some bad behavior. And when you become a man, and I was nothing but unconditional loving with you, you took advantage of that. And for a time, you thought that you also could treat me a certain way. And I had to draw the line. And you know, with the information that I have here, and I know what they do to darker complexion men, I had to take a chance because I will not have my child take advantage of me and make me live in fear. And you know what? When I said that, I really saw it as acceptance in my son's eyes because that was the truth.
Right.
Because guess
Oh,
what? He never did it again.
hold on, let me ask you a question. So today in that live, when you mentioned love and say it was a conscious decision, right? How you feel
Yes.
about that? Because this guy here, Henry, said he had to send him away, even though it hurts,
Oh yeah.
but he had to stick to his word, right?
Ugh.
So now she was saying, love is conscious. You got to be able to protect yourself and be conscious. How you feel about love? You think it's a conscious decision, or you think it's just a natural thing that you can't control?
Oh, I cannot control. I mean, the unconditional love for my children, as soon as they are inside of me, it's it's a contract without any signing. Do you understand what I mean? And even when I married a man, I always make sure to let them know to never ask me to choose between my children and them because it's an unfair question to ask because I will always choose my children, you know? No, it's true. It's true.
Well, whether they're right or wrong,
Um,
We getting somewhere today.
to me, there's no such a thing as right or wrong if you judge your children, because even if they do the worst, I'm not gonna stop talking to them. I will try to understand why they did it, and I hope that they can change the behavior. Because I
yeah.
see in this society situation that if children ask question for religion or they have a challenging behavior, the first thought that parents have, I cut you off. And they leave it in the world with the wolves. So I don't know. There must be a balance in everything. That's all I'm
We know
trying to
who gonna be getting served in the kitchen last.
You know what?
say.
You said that right though. You said there has to be a balance, and that's where I was sort of confused at what you were saying because if and I make this a habit with my children, my wife. If I'm not gonna put you on the spot, but if you're wrong, I'm gonna let you know you're wrong. And I just think that it's the best way to keep an honest relationship on both sides. Now, me, because of my childhood and the abuse that I experienced, um, all my children in agreement with them, in agreement with their mother. I If we made an agreement that if we ever broke up, I would take the kids because I don't believe, and this is just my belief, I don't believe that most men will treat your child if the same as they would treat their biological child, you know. And it's only because of what I experienced, you know. And
How
so,
was that conversation?
I'm sorry.
How was that conversation? How did it end? It?
Oh no, no, we did it. My my ex paid me child support. My youngest at the time when we split was 6 years old, and she was 18 when she left the premises. So we
So
had
even
I had hmm
no, that made me think of something though. I want you to finish though, real quick. You saying something?
we had three girls and one boy together, and they all, you know, even when I had to move outside the state, they all stayed with me. We went to court for it just to make it, just to solidify it. And she had them every other weekend, and they lived with me for the rest of the time. And we divvied holidays and birthdays on an even and odd year basis, you know. And she paid child support and everything. This was just an agreement that we had, and she
That's what's
lived
up.
up to it.
It's a minority of people. That's not the norm.
I
Wow.
know, cause when we split, her sister was like, she was like, "Well, let him take the kids." I ain't even saying that. I just let her go ahead and have her way, but she didn't
Crazy.
even know that, because it was such an unusual request. But it was really a good thing, I still have like a relationship with my kids that, it's ongoing. We just, like my daughter bought a car. Um, this week, and she said, Dad, I got a car. I said, well, come on over, let me see it. She said, well, I can't come over now, but I'll come over on Friday and we'll go eat lunch. That's the kind of relationship we have.
Hmm.
Wow. I have one
So,
question to ask you.
wait, before
And
you go, I
then,
got a question for you, real quick.
uh, oh,
so,
yeah.
so, I think it was kind of two of them at the same time. So, say if like you go dating, right? And you date a guy with kids, right? Um, would you date a guy with kids?
Are you asking me?
That'll be
Yes.
you.
I mean,
Okay.
I hope so. The freak is two guys up here.
Yeah.
I'm not
No,
asking.
no. Here. I'm gonna be very direct. Okay. Very direct.
Yo, that
No.
was funny.
Absolutely no. Because I tell you why. No. My mother raised two children
Oh, you digging
that
deep.
even the mother, but they were, I'm telling you, my life story is a soap opera because at age 12, I was traumatized to find out that my older two sisters, that, that's another story, they were not really my real sister, but they felt more like my sister than my younger sister because my mother was giving me and my older sister the worst treatment, right? So when I had that disconnection, they were crying because my mother wasn't their mother when they find out. I was crying because my mother was my mother.
Oh my.
No, but I think it's funny. But
So would you?
the point is this. No, because she did a terrible job, and I knew that it's natural that you will love your natural child and you want to protect more your natural child. Talking about me, okay? So why would I do that and give a disadvantage? I want to be the same mother for all the children that I have to raise. You
So
understand?
you would you rather date a? So you rather date a dude that have no child?
Yeah, I don't want to commit sin.
Huh?
I believe I don't wanna do wrong. I say a solid no. If I know that I cannot be the best in something, why do you even try? I told them, matter of fact, when my ex wanted to marry me. I was like, listen, are you for real? Are you for real? And he said, I love your children. I mean, and I believed him, but the truth is what Henry said. It's hard. Some men have to be their own blood or they cannot really see them as, to be patient because I saw my ex be very impatient especially with my boys. And I was saying, are you for real? It's like, is that how you act? It's like, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. I'm
Titiana,
just trying to figure out.
um,
I'm really trying to figure out, would you date a guy with kids or without kids?
N- Without kids,
So,
because,
okay, now we about to get somewhere now.
oh,
So you said you're gonna date a guy without kids, right?
yes.
So you think a guy without kids is? You just literally said earlier, right, that you would rather put your kids over the guy you date. So you think you a guy with no kids is gonna want to be put second? I mean, or put in a predicament where they don't even get treated first. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was about to say. I was just about to say, do you think that it's best for you to date a guy with kids? Because I doubt a dude without kids is gonna want to be put second
Oh,
place.
I'm gonna have to say something. That is only the way that you get a person that understand you. It's like when I choose my last husband, this man grew up with six sisters, all older than him. So, I thought that he had some little basis of understanding how to be a patient man and trusting a woman sometimes to take the lead. I mean, I thought about this one deep. I just didn't go and get married. Do you understand what I
Mhm.
mean?
And
So,
I'm glad you
at the
wouldn't
end
say
of
the
the day,
second one though, because I was about to set you up for that one. Because I was about to say, how about if you had oh, all right, DJ. I was about to say, how about, because you said you wasn't gonna date a guy without no kid with kids. Because I was about to say, one of you dated a guy with kids and he put you second to his child. How would you feel?
I wouldn't because I asked the question before. It's like, because there can be, some friction in the future because of the problem that I have. Because maybe if with love you show me the way I think, it's not the best interest to be a good person. Maybe I'll buy that and I will try to see it your way. But I'm kind of the person you cannot just be mean to teach me something. I mean,
Mm.
well, I don't know, man. I think that, when it comes to having I've had, plenty of relationships, you know, and because they weren't sexual, I, you know, I didn't mind my children meeting some of my friends. And uh, it just seems to me that when a child is wrong or out of place or saying something wrong, I'm a know right away that is disrespectful because of how I taught them. And so it doesn't matter in the same way with that with the person with the female involved. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're wrong, I have to tell you. Bottom line, there's no sides being taken. Wrong is wrong. It doesn't matter what you are to me.
I'm glad that you said sexual because that's another part that it really was a fundamental in understanding why things go the way they do, right?
Hmm.
Because I always try to start a base of friendship. I'm not the one who's like, oh, he looks hot, I'm jumping in the bed. I'm a little bit deeper. And it is always great until the sexual part come along. Then it become different, right? So abstinence, is like when there is a person like laughing or learn, talk about it. It is the secret to really find your soulmate, the person that you're going for the long run. So there is correlation, and I like the fact that you said, until it gets sexual, because that is really important, understanding that part, that things will change once it becomes sexual.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, me and my wife, we both had three girls and one boy. So, you know, coming into the situation, I was very naive, you know, and she warned me about the mixed family thing, and I was like, it's not gonna be like that. Man, I'm telling you, we went through a couple of years of some wars. You hear me? I mean, it's like, now don't get me wrong, and I don't know what this means. Maybe the guys were just a little bit um, less into the arguing, but the guys get along fine. My oldest son Brian and my son Lloyd, they get along very good. But man, when them six girls get together, forget about it. Forget about it. To this day, we just we have to plan functions apart. You know.
Ah, that is love. That is love, because at least you work with it. I don't know how you do it, but I admire you because I'm at the point that I'm so sensitive about my emotion that when I see drama, I tolerated so much drama in my life that I tapped out. So I just run the other way,
Nah,
truly.
don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, whatever. And that, I'm not any kind of psychologist or anything like that. But the one thing that I've sort of grown to, it just it just become part of my character is that if I fear something or if it rubs me the wrong way, um, first I make a decision whether it's worth it, confronting it. All right,
Mm-hmm.
and then if it's something that I need to address or need to confront or need to learn, I go and I come to that conclusion. It's full steam ahead, you know.
Yeah. And
And
not that I didn't try that part. So I don't know. I think I mentioned before, I'm writing about it, right? Because when I was in therapy, part of it is like confront these people, right? Because it's like when you have some kind of different recollection of how your childhood went, and you confront the abuser and they look at you and they say, oh, you made it all up, there's something wrong with you. So you don't want to have that kind of result. So what I'm doing,
well, you
I
can't
confront it.
you
I
can't control you can't control what people think though. Sorry
I
about that. I
know,
didn't
I know.
mean to interrupt.
You're
You
that's
just
your
you
way,
just can't control it.
and and I understand and I respect it. And but that's how I feel, is like I think that if everybody will just fess up, me included, I'm not judgmental. I think if we all start to fess up and say, well, if I hurt you, I'm sorry, it will end up better than living in denial.
Well,
But
I can
because
agree to
that's
that.
not possible, that's not possible. You're true. In therapy, I also learned that the only power I have is me, what I do. Okay. I can write down my truth and my story, and nobody can stop me from that. And that's what I need to get it out of my system, then be it, right? Because truth
I
should
get
be
it.
true. Yeah.
I get it. I understand it fully, but I also don't want you to miss out on growth because you don't want to face or address something. Because in every experience that I've gone through, it's
Mhm.
been very important that I hold on to the lessons or find the gray areas. And man, them gray areas, I mean, the silver lining, sorry. Them silver linings is something else, man. They save your life.
Mm-hmm. No, no, I get it. I get it. You're right. I guess that is going through the motion. It's like when you get stuff, is like I learn on the daily, right? And I'm a
Mhm.
little bit stubborn, which at one point it served me. as child, because you need to be resilient in order to still thrive in a very poison environment. You know what I mean? So I think that there was a time for me I had to
Yeah,
learn that what served me as a child wasn't serve me as an adult. It was limiting me, right? But I think there's some stuff you have
that's
to
right.
truly going through the emotion to be true to yourself. And I'm almost there. I know I run out of time, but I try every day, you know. That's all I can do to be true to
Well,
myself.
let me tell
Just
you
try to
something.
be more. Yes.
That's all you can do is be true to yourself. But also remember, once you're gonna grow and things gonna change. You're gonna change your mind. You're gonna change your approach. You know, and it's all about growth, man. And it happens. It happens to the best of us, hopefully.
Yeah. This is so true. This is so true. And it's always for the better. You know, that's the crazy part. It's like it is hard work, but I'm always more, you know, I never go 3 steps backward. And that's the appealing part of growth, of evolution. As much as scary as it sounds, right? Sometimes, because it is scary sometimes, but
Yeah, it
overcome
is.
the fear. It's the
Which is
goal.
one of the things that I don't do while I'm going through it. I don't discuss it with anybody. Maybe
Really?
my wife. Now that I'm married, but it's a personal growth thing. So I have to experience and learn it before I share it with
Oh, you talk
anybody.
about it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm innovative. I was thinking everybody do that. Everybody write a book later. Everybody does it. Everybody. What if you saying as you're going through? Because it's like one of the conversation I remember. I always trying to be better when I've been sick or something. I just don't lay there and stay too much in victimism. A little bit I did, to be honest. But they say, well, how you did it? So I go back, it's like, well, it wasn't easy. How about let's do it together, right? And they
Hmm.
always give up on me, right? When there is to do the hard work. Yet when I complete the mission and they didn't, now not only they didn't stick by me, which I don't resent them for it. I know not everybody can do what I do. But now they resent me because I did the work and I'm reaping the benefit and I should feel bad. Do you understand how this society that I've been experiencing in my life? You know?
Resentment, I'm tell you, you're gonna deal with it. That's just gonna happen. That's just part of life. People are gonna resent who you are. They're gonna resent how you feel, how you got that way. They're not even gonna take it into consideration in your journey, But they may resent how you look at things. Ain't nothing you could really do about that, Nothing at all. But long as you learning from your experience, that's the most important thing. And however you do it, as long as you come up with a positive, you good.
Yeah, because I don't know if I'm doing this on TikTok to say, hey, did you see? It's like when people says like, she live in La La Land, I don't know what she ate or what she smoke, but whatever I want some of that stuff, right? It's like they make fun of the fact that I'm healthy, that I'm wealthy, that I have this good energy and I want good for everybody, right? I must not be normal. But if you go and look at my video, what I talk about, I do every day. I'm not just joking around here. So, I want them to see that good things take time, take effort. There are days that I'm crying. There are days that I'm insecure. So for the one that judge me, I always say, go look at my video because I'm not going to argue of something that I approve that I experience. But I'm here to
Yeah,
tell
you know
you
what? And
that
that's
like I did it, you can also do it because go look at the video if you have some time. That's it.
yeah.
That's why.
I I had come to a conclusion with TikTok too. There's only two people that I really come on the lives, and I'm only going to do that once a week on each one. And
Mhm.
I only really pretty much use TikTok now as a source of news. Because don't nobody tell the current events like TikTok. You know, so um, I've come to that conclusion because TikTok sort of took me away from TikTok for, the lives and all that other
Mhm.
stuff. It took me away from the purpose. But
Mhm.
in the process, I did find, of course, my brother, and then kept, we always going to have stimulation, conversations of growth. And so, and and Joe too, because Joseph, he do I'm old with the uh, he the DJ. So every now and again, I might drop it on him too. But it's important to me now to use it, just like for you know the musical purposes that I said I was going to use it for. I'm still going to. It's just all about control and coming to that
The
conclusion. The silver
music.
lining is, yeah, the silver lining
You know,
is that I have to come to. You always learning. You always learning. And when you tell yourself something, listen to yourself. Listen to yourself.
it's
Exactly.
amazing. And I've yet to understand, it's like Mr. Kevin, why he's on TikTok. Because he kind of explained me, but, So why are you on TikTok, Kevin?
You don't know by now. You just in here for nothing. Then
No, I just
just
want to hear
wasted.
it
You
again.
just you just look at me as a like nah. But no.
No, 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 listen. I know because we had this conversation before, but I just need to know to a deeper level, because, and I don't want to offend you, but it's like to the deeper level. You know that we have a consciousness why we do things, and then a subconsciousness why we do things. It's like sometimes that I question myself about what I'm doing just to regroup, to don't get carried away in some land there. How in the hell did I get here? That wasn't the
I ain't got to
intention,
question myself no more. I've been getting answered a lot. You know what I'm saying? Day by
right?
day.
Like what? Like what, Kev?
Huh?
Like what?
I'm saying in general, I don't have to question what I'm on here for. You know, so with my destination, because it's like getting answered daily. I'm helping people out, and I'm liking it. Something I enjoy.
Yeah, yeah, that's what's up. I mean, you'd be
Laugh and
surprised how
learn
many.
for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Either I make somebody laugh, I make their day for a minute, or if we gonna learn something. Vice versa. It's helping me grow in the process too. And it go either way. It's like the name is either talking to me or talking to somebody else. That's how I put it.
But
So
You know,
I think your platform. Matter of fact, when I first came on, that's exactly how I took it. Laugh and learn,
hmm
and I thought that was pretty provocative, and beyond that, you was pretty cool, and you had a nice panel. We'd have had some good conversations, you know,
hmm
conversations that leave me thinking. You know what I'm saying?
that's what it's supposed to be like. With
Exactly.
all of us, man. Even with my little debates and stuff, I be trying to listen to air. That's why I sit back. Even if I feel like I'll talk so much, but I don't be trying to do no arguments and stuff. I feel like I just rather just sit back and listen, just to try to hear or try to understand other people, or just actually know who I'm talking to sometimes. So I just be like, all right, whatever. I know
Well,
this is a
well,
person
well,
I ain't gonna
well.
get through, so let me just shut up. That's how I be.
Hold on. Now you will put your 2 cent in. Now, you, who else? GG's good for it. Y'all gonna make sure y'all make it clear, what how you feel. There ain't
Oh,
nothing
most
wrong with that.
definitely, most
You
definitely.
know?
Yeah, to a certain extent, but if a person ain't trying to listen, that's where I kind of draw the line in, because I will probably explain myself a few times,
Right.
And then otherwise, I'd be like, all right, well, this ain't the topic or this ain't the subject for everybody. Because that's why I talk about everything, just to see where everybody head is at. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, my main thing is I do want some type of unity with everybody, with human unity. You know what I'm saying? And I want us to grow because we all. It's like it's so much stuff that's going on in this world that we keep getting distracted by.
Yeah.
It's like it's so much that's going on. That's why I talk about the accountability, the putting the ego to the side and all that other stuff. Because it's like I end up trying to get people to look at things through a positive lens. A lot of us still stuck in the negative and don't really notice it. You know what I'm saying? But I can understand it though. That's why I
Yeah.
can understand it. But that's why I be trying to give people at least a positive point of view if I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Even that could seem negative to them, but I be trying to give a positive a point of view. That's the only time I
Just
really
give
kind
them,
of check
yeah,
things.
give them
I
another.
I'm I'm like how you say is like I'm having the chill while you're talking about this because I'm going through that right now. It's like I'm brutally honest with people that I love because it comes to the point. Um, I always trying to don't hurt people feeling when I see them that they're running directly to the ditch. And
Oh, not me.
no,
I
not
don't care
you.
about your
I mean,
feelings. I care
not
about your life,
TikTok
but not your
friends.
feelings. But
No, no, not
you can
TikTok
do that. You can
friends.
leave that to you, though.
No, no, no. You see, I'm just telling you, there is a combination between my conversation and your conversation. It's like we cannot no longer worry to hurt people's feelings if we are true friends, because at least we're gonna say, listen up, you better wake up because you're headed to the ditch,
Mm-hmm.
you
Okay.
know. and
Hey.
and, and I'm at that point because um I need to be good with myself. At least I try. I no
Yep.
longer shut up, and then when it's disastrous, I have to say, why didn't I say something? No, I'm
I
not
love it.
doing that.
Try, man. It's better than
Yeah,
excuses.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Hey, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here, yo. It's always a
Where
pleasure
you
being
think you
up here,
going?
man.
No, you ain't got no family to go to. You over here. You stuck over here. Say not talking junk. Right.
Man, I've been trying to clean this daggone studio for a week, man,
Oh yeah.
because I made a lot of progress, man. But I
Oh
want
yeah.
to make sure I'm gonna make sure I get everything in the dumpster before the garbage man comes. I'm
Uh-huh.
cleaning out. I want to be able to know where everything is. I want to be able to see everything,
Mm-hmm.
and I got like 3 bags sitting up here just waiting for me to take out. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I've been
but I
doing it all
want
day.
to
That's
ask
why I
you something
took a
about
break.
the music. If I go on your page, do you have music out there? Because I like to support, the people that I talk to.
Yeah, go onto my page and I got a lot of other stuff on it too, but just scroll down and you'll see a lot of the music. Me playing the
Good,
guitars, a couple of songs that are out. You know,
good, good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, take a
I want
listen.
to see Smith that I met him, I was introduced to TikTok, that he really helped me during my recovery. And it was so
Mhm.
awesome because last June I went to Chicago to see him live. So I like to support people that I talk to, that I like how they think, because I think how the community, the new society should base on. Don't buy the clothes that they tell you to buy, support the people that they tell you to support. Just, I want to know who I'm supporting. I want to know more than how we sing. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right now, even though I dropped these songs, I'm a songwriter. I mean, my wanting to be a pop artist or R&B artist, gospel artist, that dissipated. I made a decision to raise my children. So, with that, you know, but you know, I've always been a songwriter at heart. So, hopefully what I hope to do on TikTok is somebody big hear a song that they like and then they want to, use it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you
that's what I
know
do.
how to share? Are you kidding me? You know how to share your gift? Wow,
Hmm.
that's deep, man. Especially in today era. Not everybody know how to share in this world, man. That's another problem.
Well, just put in if you go on YouTube, Spotify, and just put in Henri Guy. It's Henri. I was surprised that you called me Henry today, but it's Henri Guy, HenRiguy. And my music should pop up.
Henri. Yep, I got it
Like,
down. I got it down.
like
Okay.
you, Kev. I was surprised at Tiziana.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I've been studying it and keeping it in my brain, trying to marinate it in my head ever since that one day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have to
I appreciate it.
apologize if
No, it's okay. I
no,
don't take it
I'm
serious.
no, what I'm gonna say is this because it's the truth, and I want you to know. So please let me finish. You need to know. Sometimes I go on some lives, and the thing that I never say before now, they're so scary to me because person that I thought that I'm comfortable enough to be myself because I know that my personality somebody doesn't understand, but I also know that they don't know where I come from and what I overcome, right? And I
Mm.
know that I'm not perfect, and if somebody wanna tell me something that it wasn't taught to me how to be in society or in big space, be kind to me and make me understand. Because isn't that what we're here for? So in some lives that I am is like they're so scary. It's like, do I really know these people? Because I will never be in an abusive situation or something that I'm not comfortable in, right? So what I automatically do when that happens, I go out of the life, and whoever I recollect the word in their life or something, I just go on the list and unfollow because I'm trying to be uh, take away all the jaded that society give me. I really want to be my true self. And I
You,
start realizing that the people that I allowed myself to be surrounded, they can be empowering or toxic. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I forget that in that moment when I unfollow and refollow, I'm doing it out of emotion that I don't understand. So if I did that at any point to anybody, just come and talk to me. I can revisit from a place no longer from emotion because I'm I, I'm really forgiving. I don't hold grudges, and I
You
wish
better not. As many of you times you've been in my life about grudges, I'm on part 10. The heck?
all
Holding
I'm
grudges around
saying,
here.
I'm perfect, but there is a reason why I do think I don't go out of my way to hurt anybody.
Uh,
Even if I do that. So if I did that unintentionally, apologize. I'm just trying to protect myself from my growth. I don't want to go back, you know?
yeah, of course. Of
Yeah,
course.
that's all.
and you just gotta be you, man. It be like that, man. If a person wanna be
That's
mad
it.
at you, that's their problem. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So,
it. That's it.
you
That's
ain't gotta
it.
really prove yourself.
Yeah.
What he said, what Kev said, for real. But like I said, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I look forward to the
Yeah, I'm
next
probably
one.
about to
Okay.
shut it down myself. I got some stuff for the rest of this week. Oh man, I'm making it hot this week. Forget it. I gotta
All
make it
right,
sweaty, man.
everybody.
I'm gonna talk about all this stuff. I had me some time.
I know that's why. Yo, Tatiana, good talking to you.
For
It's
sure,
You
for
great
gotta,
sure,
talking to
for
you
sure.
guys
you,
because
you
I'm
gotta
going to
get.
tell you one thing, Kevin. Your life, they're always so interesting, not boring by any means. Because I always say, I'm not going on the lives, and today I hold 2 days without going in no live to trying to stay unjaded.
Hmm.
And you made your topic so interesting that I had to come because I said, "Well, I'm
Like,
gonna
dang,
think out of the box." Yes, I gotta
I gotta
talk.
break my own rules. Shoot.
I gotta put my
Uh,
Why does dude do this to me?
Yeah, you did it to me too today because I was gonna stay down and just listen, and then but when you brought up the thing about the son, or the child, that brought back that time, so
Mm-hmm.
it was a good question, man.
For sure.
But again, I'm saying good night, y'all. Now I see y'all soon.
All right. All right. I'm about to shut down my tube myself, man. Thanks, Tease and Henry. I mean, I knew I messed up. Oh, I was
It's
doing
all
good
right. It's all
today.
good, man.
Oh, I'm hurt.
It's
I'm
all
hurt.
good. It's all good.
I'm mad at myself. I'm making competition with
Nah,
myself
you
right now,
caught it.
with my older self and my younger self right now. That's some bug.
I look at that as you caught it. I look at that
I'm
as you caught it.
mad.
That's a save right there. So don't worry about it, man.
Dang.
Good night,
I was
y'all.
so good. That's because I want to read your name off fast. I should have just looked away from the name and then I was
Yeah,
doing so
it has
good.
been
But all
treating
right,
you.
all right, y'all.
All right, y'all.
How has been treating you?